on this episode of The Middle is Open. Guess what? Second episode of season 2, and we have Super Mario. Yes, another radio personality, and let's just say he hooked us up.
Yeah, definitely.
He hooked us up big time. He brought bottles, he brought beer. And when I say bottles, like literally, he brought bottles to the TMO Studios, Charlie's Bar. He brought plenty of bottles and he said, listen, guys, these are for you. Congratulations on your season 2. But every time there's a guest that comes in, they need to hook you all up. Yeah. And he didn't disappoint, man. He brought plenty of alcohol for us. So much alcohol that Twisted Pete, let's just say he got a little more twisted than he already is. Anthony's feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah, man.
Anthony, how do you feel? Like, how do you really feel?
I feel pretty good.
Yeah, you feel very, very, very good.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So everyone's a little bit slurry, but it was a fun show. And Amber, well, she's going to be taking me home on an Uber ride. I think I'm going to have to tip her pretty well. Amber, how do you feel about taking one of the Middle's Open people home?
It must have been a good show if I had to take you home.
Yeah, it was a good show. It
Definitely.
was a very good show. I have little sticky notes right beside me. We didn't even touch half of the stuff that I wrote down.
No.
I was like, yo, dude, I got all these sticky notes. Look at, that's the sound of them crumbling because we didn't get to them. But we talked a lot of stuff with Super Mario. So you're going to want to stick around and hear the whole show. Thank you so much, Super Mario. Thank you. You were very generous. One of the coolest guests that we've ever had. I don't think it was quite the longest show we've ever had because that still goes to Danny Cruz.
Yeah.
But it was pretty damn close.
Pretty close.
So, yeah, man. Here we go. Let's get started. This is The Middle's Open. All right, guys. We are back for the second episode of season 2. And you know what? We have another great guest. We started off season 2 with Sal, and that was pretty cool, right, guys?
Yes.
But you know what? We have another radio personality, and this guy, he's an oldie, but he's a goodie. He's been on radio for a very, very long time. Matter of fact, before we started, he was like, when's your date of birth? And I was like, oh shit, am I in trouble here? And then he was like, I think I might be older than you guys. So he talked about, when did you start radio? Let's just say, who do we have, Peter?
Well, we got Super Mario in the house. One of my mentors, one of my good friends in radio, and one of the most generous people in the world, man. Honestly, he came into the studio today, and he just had a bag of goodies like Santa Claus. The bald Santa Claus came in. Totally filled up. He stocked up Charlie's Bar today.
Yeah, Charlie's Bar looks fucking great now. So, I mean, it already looked good thanks to Anthony, but now we actually have some liquor in here. And Super Mario's in the house, just like Peter said. Really quick question. How long have you been in radio?
So I've been in radio about 26, 27 years.
Damn.
Wow. Yeah.
So that's older than Pat for sure.
Yeah,
that's
definitely
pretty close to me. Peter, we still need to check his birth certificate because he's like
you gotta look at the real one.
He's like a fucking Dominican over here.
Yeah, because when I was in Little League, I always said I was 12.
I am
the mustache.
Well, yeah,
I am 12.
I played
12.
Little League till I was 22. So
yeah,
but,
dang.
But it was all good.
Yeah, that's crazy. So 26, 27 years you've been in radio. How much has it evolved, would you say, from your first day on the job to what it is now? And then we could even jump into like podcasts, kind of like what we're doing nowadays.
So the funny thing is that that's great what you guys are doing. So technology has really, really jumped, 10,000-fold. But when I started, we were still doing records. So records were a big, big thing. I started in jazz radio before UTEP had this KTEP. Yeah, there was a little station, and I worked with one of our other radio people, Monica, and Ray Monroe, or you guys know him as Ray Areola.
Well, he actually lived about three
He's from
houses
the
back.
Yeah, exactly. He's from the barrio for you guys,
yeah.
huh?
Yep.
Yeah. So I started in a place called KXCR, which was a public radio station in El Paso. It was in an old church. They used to do just jazz, and I was a jazz radio guy, and I did jazz, and it's like, here's Chuck Corea, and kind of, the little thing like that. And then all of a sudden, someone by the name of Mike Ramsey, which you guys probably know as Magic Mike.
Okay.
Magic Mike was one of those guys that his voice stood out. And then he asked me, hey, I ran into him in a Big 8 store. Literally, I was going with my little cart. I hit him, and he was having fun, and he tells me, hey, I recognize the voice when I hit him with the cart, and he goes, you don't have to apologize, but I'm sorry. And I go, hey, I know that voice. He goes, yeah, my name is Mike. I go, you're Magic Mike. He goes, yeah. I go, hey, what does it take to become a radio DJ? I'm working at a public radio station right now. And he goes, well, do you really want to know? Just come on down. And he invited me to the studio. And it went from there. So I started off in AM radio. You guys had Cell just last episode, right?
Yes.
Then you guys had Mondo a few episodes before, Mondo the Monster Medina.
Yep.
Correct?
Season 1.
Yep. Season 1. So Mondo and I trained Mondo on how to produce. So it rolled from there. So I was one of the original producers.
You're the grandfather.
Actually, the funny thing is that
You're my grandfather.
yeah, pretty much in the radio. But as radio evolved, I stayed with the same brand, the same station. I saw the inception of rock going from records to CDs to all the way to now, which is just a digital format. But if you look at it that way, it's one of those things that you sit and you wonder to yourself, man, it's evolved so much. Now Apple, Google, Spotify, and all those other mediums are out there. But before, and we could touch on this, but before people would buy an album or a CD and they would listen to the whole album and the whole CD, now you're listening to one song. And I think that's ridiculous. My mom only gave me $10, and a CD or an album was $9.99 plus tax.
Hey, you got the cheap one.
No, man.
Because there were some that were like $20.
Well, nowadays, because it's going back to that. So
well, it's that retro.
It's a retro. Everybody now is retro, all you millennials.
We're not even millennials anymore. We're like Generation WX or something.
See,
No, we're millennials.
you guys are
no,
millennials?
we are, but I'm saying like the next generation right behind.
Oh,
us.
yeah.
Yeah, but-
Yeah, the Shetty generation is not millennials.
See, I'm part of the millennials.
we
that,
always
that
get
say they're not millennials.
confused.
That's right. You guys are right in between, right?
Like a lot of my friends are military vets, and they're millennials, but they don't even know it. Like they're all tontios. Like hey, I didn't know I was they're always talking shit about millennials, and it's like, no, dude, you're a millennial.
So yeah, I mean, it's evolved. So when you tell me, hey, the evolution of radio has changed so much. Podcasting, look at this. Everybody's podcasting now. Before it was an expensive hobby. Now I shouldn't say it's cheap because mic stands and cameras and all that stuff, that's expensive. But before, that was a whole production. I mean, look at our studio where we used to work. Those were $100 mics, $200 mics. I think we had the one at KLAQ where I worked, that was a $1,500 mic. And we would just hit it. People would sneeze in it. And you're like, whoa.
They're eating pizza.
Eating pizza on top of it, drinking beer.
I think I kicked it a few times, putting my feet up on the desk. I kicked it and I was like, oh shit.
Well, I was just going to say one thing that you said earlier, it was off air. You said that we're in the golden age of podcast.
Yeah, you are.
And you walked into the studio and you were like, holy shit, you guys. What does podcast really mean to you coming from a traditional radio background and then coming in to podcast?
That's a great question.
Do you? Well, I don't want to cut off you or Peter, but do you kind of get like offended because when you walked in, you're like, "Fuck! Look at this setup you guys have." Like, are you a little offended, being like, "Damn, I wish I worked in a place like this."
Actually, that's pretty good because the technology you have is amazing compared to what we could afford before. Now, what people could afford from Amazon, I was talking to your producer, and he was telling me that the mics are not that expensive. But before, for a commercial radio station, you have to buy a quality product sometimes, right? But that's making money. You guys could make money. I think I'm a big business guy, and he'll tell you that I'm always giving him ideas about stuff. But one of the things
Tells
is
me
that
to sell my body.
yeah,
He's like, you got.
that's what he has
a good
to. He has
idea.
to pimp himself out in Juarez.
Why have a 12-inch wiener and not use it?
But I mean,
man,
Why don't we cut it in half and spread
the wealth?
That's for the
Spread
TMO
the wealth.
calendar.
I'm just kidding.
right.
Sorry,
TMO
sorry.
you
calendar.
guys should have a calendar.
I thought you meant like,
We've talked about a calendar.
Did you really?
Yeah. Peter's on this.
I'm the only one that submits pictures.
yeah.
Nobody else. Like the bun. I mean, it's 88 cents.
Dude, did you put
for buns?
I thought you had a hair bun.
No, a bun.
He should have a bun.
Bun.
I put the weenie in the bun.
Yeah, okay.
Pan?
Pan.
Pan?
Pan dulce. Do you want it filled or not filled?
Wait, cajeta?
Bavarian
With
cream?
cajeta?
Bavarian cream or
Vienna sausages don't count, buddy.
Mexican
Vienna
cream?
sausages don't count.
Hey. All right, right now we're gonna go outside and I'm gonna
We're only a few minutes in and he's already calling out
shots
Peter.
fired. I know.
No, anyways, but going back to your question, the setup is amazing. Your producer did a great job.
Thank you.
And you guys are doing a great job. I think I just hit the mic.
That happens.
Oh, he's going to come
I do that all the time.
Oh, that's an amateur move.
That's a total amateur move, man.
That's 29 years of radio.
That's something a board operator would
right.
do.
So yeah, so I mean, but
Overnight board.
I was an overnight board up.
We all were. All of us were. That's where you
where
earn
you
your
start.
stripes.
That's where you
dude.
stripe, yeah.
You're the whipping boy.
But
there.
I mean, yeah, you're the big whipping boy. But other than that, I mean, I think the technology has advanced so much that it's really cool. Everybody travels. I think you're traveling soon. And the podcast, just download your podcast, your favorite podcast. I mean, I'm on like 25 podcasts. One of them is you guys,
Yeah,
obviously.
of course.
well, you know, like
At the
that's
top.
one of the things I like about podcasts is because I do, like, when I go to a town or anything, I'm not against it. I'm not one of those people that like just hear my podcast. I always say this, right, Anthony? I'm always like,
Yeah.
I'm a pro podcast guy. Like, fuck, if there's El Paso podcasts that are out there, go listen to them. See what
Yeah,
they have to
hell yeah.
say. It's a different voice, something that's related to the average person. So I'm totally pro podcast. I don't care if we have 50 listeners, but if they could spread it out, you know, whatever, man. I'm all for it.
Well, and that was one of the ways, or one of the reasons why we started our podcast, because we like hearing the different opinions of others, you know? But yeah, anyways, sorry.
No, but you guys are touching up on a lot of great subjects, but the way you guys have it set up, I mean, even the safety barriers, I know right now the COVID kind of a thing is huge, but the safety barriers, you guys have gone above and beyond that. Charlie's Bar, you know, and everybody that set it up for this, it's primo. Now, you go to a professional radio station, you're just going to get the same setup, but obviously with a markup for the cameras and a huge markup for the mics, you're getting the same product. It's just like if you go, you've heard of that Sony parts, right? You know, your radio with Sony parts. Well, you could get a great product out of anything as long as you have fun. I think I'm one of the first ones, and I've said this to everybody. When it's not fun anymore, it's time to just hang it up. Because you will no longer, it becomes a job, and it bogs you down, and people are going to get at each other. I hate you. I hate this. I hate what you're wearing. Your wife says, you know what? You know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But that's the important thing. Podcasting is all about that. I'll use Joe Rogan as an example. Joe Rogan, he's one of the first ones that will tell you, I'm not going to do anything about, you know, MMA. I'm not going to do about this. I'm going to talk to people, just talk to people about stuff.
Yeah.
I could talk about pot. I could talk about alcohol. I want to talk to you about that. Don't talk to me about MMA. Now, if there's a big show, he will talk about it, obviously.
Yeah.
But when it starts becoming a job, then that's when you say to yourself, it's time to hang it up. And in radio, for me, I was one of the lucky ones. I didn't have to. I'm the longest part-timer to work for KLAQ, KISS FM, and KROD. I was there I never left. I was offered many jobs to go somewhere else, but I was true to the brand because my radio heroes were Courtney Nelson, Big Al Jones, Magic Mike Ramsey. Those guys were the radio gods of radio when I was growing up. And of course, you had the Steve Crosnos, which if you guys do some research, he was one of the first pioneers to actually start a dance show in El Paso.
Yeah,
People
nationally. He was nationally recognized.
El Crosno.
Yes, exactly.
My dad always says El Crosno.
And then
Crosno.
It was like the Mexican Soul Train, dude.
Yeah,
exactly.
it was like the Ed Sullivan show.
And that's the other thing, El Paso has some great stuff. You have Mike Guerrero from the Fox doing the oldies, in the afternoons on Sundays.
Yeah.
You got to give him props, man. That guy,
Tradition.
It's every
People
barbecue,
relate, yeah.
everybody in their backyard on Sunday
yeah.
nights.
He's like Theo Mike.
He's like Theo Mike, and
they called it Theo.
Hey, play the buoy song.
Play the buoy song.
and then
We're loyal to you, boy. Hi.
Dude, but it's true. Like everybody on Sundays, that's what they're listening
Yeah,
to.
dude.
Like including me.
And
You
they're
know what I
like,
mean? It's like
hey,
mad props.
it's my ex-wife's birthday. Can you tell her that this is from Casper? I'm
Yeah, there you
calling
go.
right
Casper.
now.
And I still love her.
And I love her. And you're my ex, but you were my first. And then he's like, okay, well,
battle.
we'll get that out to you. 16 candles.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, and if you notice, El Paso has that tradition. You guys growing up probably, during the early 90s, mid 90s in high school and stuff like that, you guys never saw the excessiveness of radio when radio was at its full swing. Radio was at one time fun. I think everybody's said that before that's been on the show, but radio at one time was really, really fun. It's still fun. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to throw punches at anybody, but when management changes in whatever company you're in, anything, whatever, right? If they change in, say Dillard's, okay, whatever. New manager comes in, they change stuff, and it changes the vibe of stuff. It changes the vibe of the music.
Everything.
Concerts. It changes the vibe of concerts. So when you go to a concert, it's no longer fun. Now you have to report about the concert. You have to write a little blog or a little line about a concert. Social media. Now, you guys grew up in the social media aspect. I never grew up in the social media aspect. I'm on social media, but one of the big things about social media for me was it was just to communicate with friends that were in the radio business. Now, every Tom, Dick, and Harry, it's an everyday thing. And, and I feel sorry for my radio compadres, both on every station that every minute they're online looking at the latest information. They're looking for the concerts, what's happening with COVID, what's happening with, who's pregnant. Yeah, everybody's trying to figure that out.
It's a chisme.
It's el chisme, But before, it took 24 hours to cycle all that.
Yeah.
And then you would absorb it. For example, I'm a big Van Halen fan, a big Sammy Hagar fan. When Van Halen came to El Paso, that was huge, and then all of a sudden they came back and that was huge. And David Lee Roth came and they're like, who the hell is David Lee Roth?
Nobody knew.
What the fuck is that?
I don't want to cut you off once again, but local radio is really fun. I think we all relate to it. But do you think sometimes when a great show, let's say the radio station has I guess the parent company is from New York or LA or whatever, and then they buy an El Paso station. Do you think it affects the content that now is being put out to definitely. El Paso or any other small town? Peter, you raised your hand, but
I'm just saying, because obviously, national news for us, we still follow it, but El Paso is unique in a border town, Because I think things that relate to us, to New York or LA or to wherever the hell, it's not the same.
Not even close.
Because I think there's been a few shows that have aired here in El Paso and they do really well and they relate to the people and it's just a hit and it's so fun to follow them. But then whenever they're the parent company says, hey, you know what? You've been nationally syndicated or state syndicated or whatever it's called. And you're going to be in so-and-so county, this place. And now they're trying to relate to that audience. And then they kind of lose a little something here in El Paso.
Well, I don't think, that's a good way of looking at it. Sorry, that's a good way of looking at it. But there's now more medium for you to choose from. Before, when you were in El Paso, you had a dial. Turn your dial to this. Now you have XM radio, you have Pandora, you have every single thing on this little computer of yours that you hold in your hand and you put in your pocket. There's thousands. One of you is the podcast you have right now. So I have a choice now. I have more of a choice. Now, if someone comes from New York, if someone comes from Las Vegas or whatever, and all of a sudden that's the flavor of the month. But after that flavor is gone,
you're back to your normal
content. If you're local, I think I've always supported the station we worked at, not to name it, but, and I'll say it, I've always supported KLAQ. I'm a big fan. I grew up with the station being here. I was here when the Pass was on, too young for you guys. But when the station started revolving and playing national stuff, and like right now, our morning show, or I shouldn't say but the morning show for KLAQ is syndicated. They have to open it up for broad audiences. Yeah. They have to bring in money. So you have to have advertisers that are broad. So it could be Chevy, but it can't be the local Chevy dealer. It has to be the national Chevy. Yeah. Or chainsaws for fucking some reason. It's chainsaws. I recently saw I heard a condom commercial. When would you hear a condom commercial in El Paso?
El Paso doesn't use condoms.
Yeah, that's what it is.
They're all Catholic and they all have 10 kids.
10 kids by
we
age 21.
We lead the state in STDs. Come on, guys.
So, I mean, when you say, do they lose content?
We all look at each other like, well,
the reason I bring
one in 4 people have an STD in El Paso, and we're all looking.
So, which one of you guys is it?
Super Mario. It's always the guest.
Rap the rascal.
Mark him on the bar.
No, because I asked that question because you said radio used to be fun. So was it fun before the big dogs came into town, or was it fun? Like, what made it not fun anymore?
Well, I was just gonna kind of piggyback on that statement. When I started 8 years ago or something like that. Yep. Super Mario, Scott Ronson. I could name pretty much everyone that I work with. Veronica, Sam, Mario, other Mario. Yeah. There was just so many people. It was so fun still. Yeah. And then they would always say, "Oh, dude, but back then was fun." They would always say, like, back then was even better. Uh-huh. And then as years passed, and then when you got to the station, Abel, there wasn't a camaraderie anymore.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
The camaraderie went out the window. Like we were talking to Sal the other day, and we were saying like how we always ordered food and we were always like, we're joking around and all. That was as far as the camaraderie. But when I first started, it was like we were at cookouts, we were at people's houses. Yeah. We were all this stuff. And then it was just totally different, dude. It was such a fun time for me. When I remember when I got hired for KLAQ, my dad's the biggest morning show fan. Yeah. Like, for real. My dad loves Buzz Adams, right?
El pinche Buzz.
Yeah, my dad loves them. And then when I lived with Lisa, who's his co-host, my dad was like, so morning beers. You drink morning beers? Like, my dad would tell me shit because Lisa would say whatever I did.
The shower beers?
The shower beers.
Shower beer.
And I was like, holy shit. Like, my dad was so happy to an extent when I started working in radio, because to him it was like, oh, dude, my dad, I grew up with it. I remember elementary, I'd be listening to Buzz. Then when I actually met Buzz and I got hired, and I thank Kevin Vargas. I mean, sure. I thank the people that got me there. You were one of the first people that got me to. We would do remotes together. We would do everything. Yeah. And you always told me things that, hey, just keep working and all this. And obviously this was a stepping stone for me. And then this podcast, is something that I like doing with Abel, with Anthony,
Yeah.
and with the guests that I bring in, with the people that I met through the station. So
And Pat.
yeah, obviously, Pat's one of my best friends right there. But I'm just saying, like, you take everything as steps, and it was just something like I didn't know how to take it at first when I first got into the station, and then it turned into something different. But it all evolved. It evolved into podcast and all this, and I really like this. So go ahead, Abel.
You know what's really cool is one of my biggest mentors in radio is someone I've never worked with, but he worked at the station that I used to work at. And
Who's that?
and that's Mondo.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say me.
No, I worked with you, stupid. No, but it's crazy to think because I never worked with Super Mario.
Yeah.
I never worked with Mondo, but it's weird because some of these older guys, not that I'm calling you old, but some of these old
It's cool.
timers,
Yeah.
they're actually the more like open-minded guys. They're the ones that are still trying to teach the young guys, the young guns. And it's really cool. I never worked with Mondo there at the station, but then somehow I got hooked up with him later on, and now I do work with him on the side, and he's like one of my biggest
Supporters,
my biggest
mentors.
supporters, my mentor, and he also like he criticizes. Oh well, he critiques me, and it's something that's really, really cool.
But you take his word because you know where he's been.
Yeah, I take his word because I know that like who he is and what he's accomplished. But it's weird that someone that worked at the same station as me before I even got there is the one that kind of brought me in under his wing.
So with that being said, I mean, the thing is that the generations now, and not to say that it's a bad thing, but with radio, what you guys are doing is what radio at one time was. Okay, you have a camaraderie. You're having a drink. Okay, you're having a drink in the studio. Granted, you were not supposed to do that while you were working.
But you were the voice for the community.
But here's the thing: you were a voice for the community, and then the other thing is, if you're a total asshole, you were an asshole, and people hated you for being an asshole. But they also liked you because you were an asshole, because you told the truth. Sometimes the truth hurts, and I've said this to many of the radio guys. So I've worked with everybody in almost every station. So if you go around where we're in El Paso, everybody has either come from KLAQ or has worked with KLAQ. So I've worked with one of my radio heroes is still there. Well, actually a few of them. Buzz is one of them. I worked with Buzz. Duke Keith is another one.
Oh, Duke Keith.
Duke is one of my radio heroes.
He's one of the best.
One of the other guys that gives me a lot of shit and a lot of hell is Glenn. Okay, and Glenn, as much as he doesn't do it really subtly. He just tells, you suck, and then he leaves. And then the other.
Well, check it later.
Hey, buddy,
but
we have a problem.
He cares about you
because he cares about you. But then again, there's a lot of little things here and there that we have to look at. You have to pass a torch to you guys.
I was waiting.
There's a lot of little torches. No, you know what? And that's the thing. Like right now, your producer. Sheesh! I had to burp. I was going to burp into the mic. Sorry, but
Oh, that's all right. That's actually mandatory.
You actually get points for that.
Yeah,
I didn't.
You could have got a medal.
Yeah, you could have got some beads. That's why I'm wearing my beads.
So one of the things is that not to stay on the same subject, but what you guys are doing for podcasts is how fun it was before. Because before we go to Balloon Fest, we go to barbecues, like Peter said, people's houses. One of the things that we always did is we always had someone's back. There is some radio DJs out there that will talk smack about you behind your back somewhere else. But in my little circle are the guys that were in KLAQ, like the Peters and my best man in my wedding was Alex Chavez, which is Pinchy Alex.
Oh, dude, I like that guy.
I want to get him on, but he hates me.
No, he doesn't hate you.
He's a cool dude. I like that guy.
So I mean,
super nice.
So with that said, it's about fun. Hopefully, like in the summers, or you'll start recording, having barbecues and showing the real you guys. You know, I mean,
Anthony, you hear that?
We're pointing at you.
You know what? That's a question. Anthony, do I sound weird? What the fuck's going on with my mic?
No, you sound fine.
All right.
Sound fine.
Best ribs in the Southwest.
Yeah, that's.
oh no.
There's a challenge.
Challenge.
No. All right. So Super Mario.
peanut butter
That's,
cups.
that's one of the other reasons why we wanted to bring you on the show, because we know that you are friends with certain people that like to
But
make
he's a
food.
foodie. He's a
and
foodie.
You're
I'm a big foodie.
Yeah, you're a big foodie and stuff. But this guy can throw down.
This guy is
We'll get to
legit.
that. We'll get to that. Right.
telling
You know,
me.
that's the thing. You know, and going back to El Paso and music, that's why if you look at my Facebook stuff, it says music, food, and stuff is all. It all ties together in family. It all ties together because you have to have music, no matter what radio station you decide to go, or what podcast, or what channel on Pandora or Spotify. As long as you have music in the background and then your family's yelling at you because, hey, pendejo, you're messing up the hamburgers, or the ribs are burning, pinche tonto, you know, that kind of stuff. But El Paso is kind of weird. I've been to Phoenix, I've been to Dallas, San Antonio,
It's
Houston.
unique, right?
It's a unique place, man. And then people talk, and all of a sudden, at one point, and and one of the big things that you look at is the music is huge in El Paso. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
you guys grew up in I guess, what is this? The Lower Valley?
the Upper Valley. We're higher.
A little higher. It's the Middle Valley.
The middle.
So I mean,
We're on the opposite side of
so you guys are
railroad
on
tracks.
the other side of the railroad tracks, right? So what is this? The
Upper Valley.
Upper Valley? Okay, so
West side.
wait, you guys are the west side, but you guys went to Canotillo or something like that.
No,
right?
no.
We went to
Dude.
Zach White.
Yeah, Zach White.
Coronado
Moorhead.
is here, but I
You
went to
guys are
Franklin.
Coronado snobs?
I went to Franklin.
Yeah. No,
Franklin
we're
snobs?
not snobs. We actually graduated from a charter school. So
Yeah,
we're kind of
yeah.
snobs.
We graduated from Academy West.
Yeah, yeah.
Academy
Shout out
West.
Academy West
okay.
Scorpions.
You've heard of like Julio Cesar Chavez? That's
No,
school?
no.
The Academy, right?
Raymond
Yeah, yeah.
Diaz. Raymond.
Raymond
Diaz, the
Well,
tech school?
Academy West is. It's like the Harvard.
Abel
it's
and I
like
graduated. We're
It's the Harvard of what? Of welders?
of what of the West
Ah,
Side.
what the fuck? We're not Western Tech. So
Oh, shit.
Or what is it?
It's like the Harvard of the charter schools, man.
So what do they charter there? What do you guys? What you guys learn?
Shit, man.
Silence, bro. You see that? Silence.
We
Well,
learn
you
live.
just asked.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
about to tell you.
tell me.
Yeah, yeah.
See,
You
I
just
went to-
interrupted really quick.
I went to school in Portland, Oregon. So,
Yeah, yeah. He's out of town.
so
Hey,
I'm-
you know, my class was.
Why are you pausing, bro?
I know. I'm saying. I think 28 people graduated with me.
Yeah, because the
20
other couldn't pass, right?
21 of us joined the military. So it was just a feeder.
So once
into the
again, I go
military.
back to the original question. What did you study in the?
Hey, you know what? I ended
charter
up
school?
in media with you.
Hey,
Communications with you.
hold on.
And I got a degree.
Wait.
I got
Time
a
out.
degree too.
Time out.
Yes.
We graduated from a charter school, but we actually have a bachelor's.
we graduated
unlike
from
other
college.
people that graduate from like normal high schools around town. So,
But I mean,
you must have done something for us.
So I mean, what did you graduate? Seriously, I know Jeff has a charter school for like medical.
No, that's a
that's a magnet school.
Magnet school. So
Yeah,
what's the
yeah.
difference between
Anthony.
magnet
I
and
sound
charter?
weird, don't I?
I'm fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah, go.
Yeah,
keep
you
going.
are right.
Are you fucking with everything?
I'm
over there?
messing with it.
Anthony,
shit.
you gave
Just
you
keep
gave him
going.
peanut butter cups.
Yeah,
Keep
yeah.
going.
Now
Keep
he's
going.
like-
Keep going.
I think Anthony.
So what's
might be-
charter?
I sound weird. I can't hear myself.
Charter's
Can you guys hear me?
I guess charter's
I
a
can hear
polite
you.
way.
All right.
I guess charter's a polite way of saying like didn't feel like
Didn't feel like
studying
going
at
to
the
real
public
school?
schools.
Okay, and what's magnet?
Oh, it's like the smart kids.
like-
You just said it.
What?
So did you learn welding at the charter school?
No. That's like Job Corps or whatever the fuck.
okay.
You're talking about like it's a real school. We
Which
still
you know what? I'm a big supporter of the trades, by the way. So if you are a
look.
trader-
Let me just tell you something really quick.
tell me.
Okay. Charter schools are blowing up even here in El Paso. Like I'm not a fan of them, but like idea. Look at how
Is that a
quick-
charter school?
That's a charter school.
So what do they do?
They're just they just you learn the
Yeah.
same way you would at public.
So why don't
but
you
you're-
just call it a school?
Yeah, what's the difference?
What's
Because
the difference?
they're not
because
run.
they're not
charter
not
school
funded
guys.
by the state.
Yeah.
They're not funded by
No. They're not funded by the local
taxpayers, by
community.
taxpayers.
It's its own thing.
You-
they get grant money from the state and shit.
Yeah.
So if the state is granting the money, it's still a public school.
But
Betsy DeBoe's a big fan, a supporter of
charter schools.
Of charter schools.
Sure.
Do we sound good, Anthony?
Yeah, I sound weird.
I feel like we sound.
It's because stop drinking that peanut
there
butter
we go.
stuff.
I hear myself, but now I'm loud.
All right. I think I sound better now. Good job, Anthony.
Stop shouting at me.
You know what it is? I think
yelling.
Super Mario. Yeah, Super
Give him
Mario.
peanut butter cups, dude.
You know,
Fucking peanut butter.
I think
cups,
this is the first and last time Super Mario comes into the studio because he got our producer drunk.
Damn, dude, that's
This is why we got to do
Anthony was walking around the studio right now
Yeah.
in circles.
This is why we
think
got to do pre-mic checks. Before.
He even, you know what?
We did.
Anthony took a piss break. He never takes piss breaks either.
I've never in 22 years I've never seen you take.
He even crashed into a plexiglass.
Oh, that's a lie.
Hey, okay, so I want to go into something.
No, I wanted to go back where he was talking about trade schools because that falls under my category.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that it's important because I think a misconception is a lot of people like to think you have to go to college in order to be successful, and that's
exactly
not
right.
true.
Yeah, good
That's
job.
right.
That's
Anthony.
not true.
It is. Yeah.
There's a lot of trade schools that make really good money, man. There's a lot of people out
Well,
there. There's a
Anthony
lot of
makes the most
professions.
money out of all of us.
I'm not gonna, I make pretty good money for what I do, and
Next
I
to
didn't go
Tiger
to
Woods.
college. You know what I mean? And I could probably say that I make
you make a
more
good
than some
living.
people that might have gone to college.
Yeah, you
So,
got it.
okay.
You know what? And I'm a big supporter of trade schools. The reason is because I believe in fixing stuff. I believe in making sure that we go back to the soldering, welding. I make fun of the welders, but my brother's a welder. I got two military guys. There were Marines, and they did trade schools, and now they are very successful, just like yourself, And I know your company. It takes a lot to do what you're doing, dude. It's not, and you're talking about plumbers, electricians, welders.
Yep.
Dude, you're talking about people that have a craft. So if you're there, total props. I might have gone to a school that I got a little piece of paper that says, "Oh, dude, you know how to make a little line and make a bridge." But other than that, the person that welds the bridge is the one that you want.
Don't be so humble, Super Mario. You're giving us shit because we graduated from
Yeah, I
UTEP
know.
at New Mexico State. And now he's like, I went to a school that said that I'll draw a line and blah, blah, blah.
I drew a line.
Earlier,
So go ahead.
Earlier, he was like, I went to this school. And
I am
it's like,
feeling
Jesus.
attacked here.
No, you shouldn't be.
No.
Now I don't know how to weld worth shit. I could try to weld, and Anthony fixes my car all the time.
Yeah.
He's like my personal Chewbacca. Like when shit breaks in my car, I come to Anthony.
Look, hey, Anthony.
I'm breaking stuff over here.
But I also think like
Super Mario killed our
and
producer.
I'm not saying one's better than the other at all.
No.
Talking to the mic,
Like,
Peter.
Like I'm saying
How does that
that-
feel, baby?
that you go to trade schools, and I've always wanted to be a handy person, and I always tell you like, Anthony, what do you think about this, that, whatever, and I don't know what the fuck you're doing, but you always make it work. But going back, I also think like it comes down to personality. Like,
No, it's not for everybody.
Yeah,
It's definitely
yeah.
not for everybody. But what I'm saying is, for the people that feel left out, like they feel like they're not
Oh, yeah, yeah.
academically like inclined to
there's
go.
always something different.
There is, and it might not be something like, let's say for my profession, right? It's not something that I was like in high school, like this is what I'm going to do with my life. It's not what
I'm trying to defend my college degree, by the way. So
No, that's good. That you should, but I'm just saying it wasn't for me, and that's the misconception is like a lot
but
of people
I
think
still
you
don't know
have to
shit.
go.
Like,
Yeah, you know
like,
what?
like I know I could quote shit from books. I could fucking come out and say I know how to do this and that on paper, but to implement stuff like what you say
In
it's
the
like,
real world.
in real world shit, I have no idea. What the fuck? So there's always like it's a balance of having.
Do you think I'm gonna say, because I love the education that I got and I love the school that I went to, but do you think that
Low standards.
college has kind of it's oversaturated now.
It's pussified a bunch of people. What I mean by
is.
pussified a bunch of people is that they're so sensitive to shit. For example,
but how did it get that way?
because people,
Is it the-
business.
Everybody
Is
thinks
it a
they're entitled
business?
to an education.
Is it the school,
Colleges are a business.
Is it the school presidents? Is it the system? Is it like
Okay,
how
so-
did it get to back in the day, like back in the I guess the 70s, the 80s, going to college meant something. It really did mean something. Was it community colleges that fucked it up? Was
No,
it
you know what? It still means something to go to school. First of all, never get out of school. No matter what trade or what school you go to, never get out of it.
But is it the bad majors that people pick?
No, you see, you have these people. In my opinion, okay, this is just my opinion. Growing up, my father gave us choices. You have to make sure that you use your choices correctly. Okay, now one of the choices that is correct is make a living, take care of your family. Okay, now how do you take care of your family? That's your choice. That's your choice. That's my choice. I don't know. I don't know the answer. Nobody knows the answer. But if you're good with your hands, do something with good with it. If you're handy making a craft, do it. Sell it. If you're good with your voice, use it. If you're good in sports, use it. There's nothing wrong with it. But when people start saying, I deserve an education, I deserve a job that pays me $50,000, okay? And really, why do you deserve that? I mean, I've interviewed people, and I shit you not, they don't know how to wipe their own ass. And it sucks because they've gone to college and they don't know street smarts. They don't know anything else about what life is really about. Some people don't know how to balance a checkbook. They go into debt. I mean, for stupid reasons. They go buy 12 phones. I mean, I carry 2, but I mean
The bad line.
yeah, but I mean, yeah, right, pretty much. But what I'm saying is that technology has changed people's thinking. Now, before it was a book, or you actually welded something, or you did something, or you took a craft. If this mic was broken, you couldn't buy it. You had to fix it. Now, I could go to Amazon, I could go anywhere, and I could buy a mic, or I could go on Google and figure it out, which kind of blows. I had to go to the library. I didn't have Google. My library was Google. My Google was library. And that was hard. I had to look it up in books. And if nobody knew, your dad knew, or an old guy knew. And that old guy taught you his trick. Put a little bit of water here. It sounds ridiculous, but I think we've lost that, in my opinion. Schools are now teaching to a book. They're not teaching common sense.
Yes.
The common sense, for example, you work in a trade, Anthony, right?
Yeah.
You work in a big trade. So that trade is to do something. Now, the best inventors are the toy inventors. Those toy guys that make toys, okay? That make toys for kids, the Legos. The guy didn't have a degree. If I'm not mistaken, the guy made a block, Lincoln Logs. They were pieces of sticks.
An
idea, car, back and forth. Now everybody wants a remote controlled drone. I have a drone, but everybody wants a drone. Oh, I want a drone. I'm bored now. And that's it. They drop the drone, Or you start a podcast. You have so much equipment. Now what do? I'm bored. If I would tell my dad or my mom that I was bored, man, dude, I would get my ass whipped hard.
Right.
Hard. But I had a bike. I would go out. I don't have video games. When people say, hey, do you know how to play Fortnite? Yeah, kind of. But I know how to play Pong. Look it up.
Yeah. Right.
But going back, technology has pussified or really made people so sensitive that you can't say anything to anybody. In the trades, you're out in the fields, you're out doing what you have to do. If you say fuck a few times, you're okay. But if you say that in a hallway, in a college, oh, you're racist, you're an asshole, and you don't care about people. I just said fuck.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Oh, but you're addressing it towards me. I have no problem with that. But the thing is that, get your hands dirty. Look at all my scars. These are scars of actually doing stuff.
Accomplishments.
Do you think there's environments that if you're going to go work into, you got to you gotta be ready for it.
Sure.
Like, if you're gonna go into a certain show, if you're gonna come onto this podcast and we're gonna fucking crack jokes at you, and the
better
kind
take
of
it.
podcast we are, you can't later come back and be like, oh man, he was kind of rude to me. It's like, nah, bitch, you missed a fucking 2-foot putt, and now you gotta take a shot.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, and think about this, it's like
It's your environment.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta change the way you feel to the environment that you're working in.
And I'm going back to this. I don't know if one of you three is a recovering alcoholic, but I'm walking around giving you guys a bunch of shots.
That's all of us.
So,
This was actually an AA
Well, I was
meeting.
never recovering.
And
but,
we actually have the beer signs to remind us of our darkest days because we don't want to run away from it.
50
But at the
years,
same time,
50 years of alcoholism.
but I mean, it's that's happening. I think, in my opinion, I mean, we're so sensitive now to just the little things. There's
Like that joke right there would have got me in trouble.
yeah.
If somebody was listening to this
If I would
podcast,
say-
they might have come.
You ever suck dick for Michelob Ultra?
There you go. But I mean, I think we've just gotten so sensitive to stuff.
Peter
You
has.
get Budweiser to Chihuahuas.
Right? Then PETA would be all over you.
And then PETA would be like, they promote fucking getting dogs drunk and fornicating.
I mean,
I don't know. Just for me, like growing up, it was like you either went to college. The misconception was if you didn't go to college or have a college degree, you weren't going to be anything. At least in high school, that's what they pushed.
Okay,
it's like if you
Anthony.
didn't have a degree, you were not going to be anything.
Let me
Like,
ask
won't
you
be
a question,
successful.
though. Let me ask you a question. Because Anthony and I obviously grew up together, but Anthony also came to parties when he lived in Portland. He came down to El Paso to hang out with me.
Yeah.
Would you ever have guessed that I would be a college graduate after what
back
you've
then?
seen?
Back
Yeah,
then,
yeah,
no,
Right?
no.
Like, so I wear that shit like a badge.
No, I'm good.
I'm like,
Yeah.
like giving him the code over here. Whoa, whoa.
No, just my thing is like, I felt like a failure sometimes when I graduated high school and I didn't go to college. It was kind of like,
But I didn't even graduate from a real high school. So when
I mean,
when you
it's
don't
like-
graduate from a real high school and then you graduate from college, you're like,
well, I barely graduated from high school, but
well, yeah, but I didn't. Like I was a shitbag, dude. The thing
Still
that
are.
turned it for me
You still are, Peter.
was the military. The military changed me in so many ways, introduced me to the world outside of our world.
well, I mean, that's also a good thing because you got to travel the world. You got to travel
On the government's dime.
Yeah, but I mean, think about that. Half the people that are doing stuff now have never traveled. They read it in books. Now, I feel for my kids, two ways. Everything is learned from YouTube, or everything is learned from something else.
From somebody telling
Someone
them.
telling them, but have they experienced it? Nowadays, my younger kids, my younger boys, were able to travel to places that they read in books or that they see on TV, and we do that. But when we were kids, we were so poor that we couldn't do that. And now you guys have jobs. You could do that. You're traveling. You're gonna drive, and that drive for us was amazing. You learned something, even if you counted signs or you did this with the trucks,
Or even
you
if,
honked.
or even if you went through the gift shop and all you saw were white people, and you're like, where'd all the Mexicans
Where
go?
all the Mexicans go?
Yeah.
Why are they all whiter than me?
yeah, just observing the world.
You know,
what I mean? Like,
they say like the best, like some of the greatest people are the ones that had to overcome some kind of adversity, as well as the people that have experienced things firsthand, not just read about it, but actually see it firsthand by experiences. And I think experiences really give you something.
God, I didn't think it was gonna go this deep.
I know.
Oh no, that's what it's all about, man.
He's Dr. Phil's son over here.
no.
I mean,
I came out of Dr. Phil's left nut.
Oh, damn. So, I mean, one of the things,
I came out of his right.
one of the most important things that,
It hung lower.
that you see here.
But we both came out of the penis.
at the speed
No,
of
you
light.
actually came out of the vagina.
True.
Well, we shot into the. Damn, that was later on.
yeah,
that was later on. You're
was
skipping
good.
a step.
Yeah, I'm skipping a step.
Yeah,
My mom used to.
You
always
need to
tell
go
me
back
shit
to.
that
You
I
need to
came
go
out of her
back to the
bubble.
I have
library
to go back
and
to
read
school.
some
Yeah,
more.
yeah.
Here's the
Google
swimming
it.
with bowling
What
and
school did you go to again? They probably didn't teach you that.
They didn't
one.
teach me that there. No, not at all.
That's not how I came out.
Yeah, no, of course
I
not.
came out a stork.
He came out with a beer in his hand.
Peter's already drunk. Oh, dude, let's just look around really quick because Mario.
Why did you leave an open whiskey on my table?
Super
to make me look like
later.
Hey, you know what's funny? No beers have been touched from the fucking
I know,
from the
dude.
actual bucket. Super Mario is just grabbing from his
Why not?
from his
Well, Super
stash.
Well, hold on, Abel.
From his stash that he actually donated at Charlie's bar, but we're gonna finish it tonight.
Well, those are the people that are listening that might not know that before show. Mario brought, a buffet of gifts.
Yeah.
a buffet.
Well, he was like Mary
yeah.
Poppins with a big ass.
I was
He
kind of
just started-
shocked. I was like, "Holy shit, we're about to have a good episode." This
Well, it was crazy because I saw him in his car, in his vehicle. and-
He stayed in there for 30 minutes.
yeah. But I
He's
saw
taking
him,
inventory.
and like he has an ice chest right below his.
Those are man chests, huh?
Actually,
man
that's
chest,
that. I gotta give props to my wife because she says that I should carry something I could fold.
Yeah.
This way, when the cops
So,
say,
your wife knew that you were coming,
that-
right?
so
you
that's
didn't,
like
you
a
didn't have to. You didn't have to lie to your wife saying you were coming to the bar.
But that's like a man's purse
Yeah,
right
it is.
there.
actually, it's
That's the manliest person.
Actually,
No,
it's
no,
a,
no, no.
actually, it's a satchel. Haven't you seen Indiana
I
Jones?
know. Where's your whip?
That's a man's
you guys
bag.
are just jealous because you guys got one of those shitty little fucking coolers.
Hey, you know what? Wait, let me
Stand your
just time out.
ground. This is
Time-
your house.
Easy.
Time.
He came
I'm
with
sorry.
a satchel full
Time
of
out.
gifts.
Whoa,
bro.
whoa. Time out.
Pay the
You
man some
say,
respect.
wait, you say that little man cooler over there, but let me tell you something.
Did you drink from
What?
this cooler over here?
Wait, hold on.
Did you drink
I
from this
did.
cooler?
I did. I
Okay,
drink.
cool. But I bet you that's still full because nobody's touching that cooler.
Okay, hold on.
That's it.
Shitty cooler.
Oh,
Fuck it. Okay, end of conversation.
All right,
let's move on to something else.
Let me tell you something. One of the greatest men that I know has
Oh,
a
shit.
cooler that is that size and is red and is about 40
90 years old.
It's like 40 years old.
The shot glass.
It's a
Peter's got
fucking.
shot glass.
It's like an igloo cooler, right? It's like
It should be in the Smithsonian.
Yeah,
The
it's like-
Smithsonian.
Who has that?
his grandfather,
His
the
grandfather's best friends with
owner of
Bill
this
Clinton.
bar.
You know what? Clinton.
His grandfather. His grandfather.
Whoa.
That thing your grandfather's met Bill Clinton.
He knows everyone.
There's like a sign, I think, over there.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
they were like besties.
So here's the thing. I'm not insulting his grandfather. I'm insulting your freaking
Yeah, yeah.
cooler, that little shitty one
that
right
one's
there,
mine,
the plastic
actually.
one.
Hey,
Yeah.
what? Wait, time out. What's
I-
You know what?
wrong?
Let me go get
What's
my
wrong
beer.
with
this
that
show has
cooler?
turned hostile.
You know what? I'm gonna take my beers and go home.
No.
What's wrong with that cooler? Explain it to the audience.
doesn't have
How many beers can you fit in that cooler?
Anthony.
not as many as he brought.
Thank you.
So
I win. Thank
It's
you.
my
I win.
cooler.
Anthony, thank you very much, bro.
I am bowing to the man who brought the whiskey with the peanut butter.
And the tequila.
You know what?
And you know what? And when you guys open that freaking nice bottle of barrel aged beer, you'll thank me.
All right.
I always
I might
think.
pop that right now.
I know you do.
But anyways,
Super Mario, I want to ask you something
Ask
really
me.
quick. So you obviously have this cooler
This
that is
man thing. Yeah.
this man purse,
You
whatever
have
it
an
is.
No. It's a beer satchel.
Yeah,
Beer
the
satchel.
beer
That's a
satchel.
good one. However you say it.
It's one of the coolest coolers ever. But what do you think about those guys that carry those $500 coolers, like those Yetis, the fucking, I don't want to say any other kind of brands out there, but they're overpriced coolers. They have like a nice little bottle opener on the side, and it's like, what the fuck does it do for you? What do you say to that guy? Like, if you pull up to the beach with that over your shoulder, you're like, what's up, dudes? And then you see some guys over there on the other side that are with their Yetis, like rolling them and stuff. What do you say to them?
You do this. Your beer has to be that cold. You don't finish it fast enough. You pussy.
Dude.
Dude, come on. I mean, come on.
so you need something bigger.
So I mean, granted.
How about a growler? How about a big growler?
How many times have we finished the growler? You and I have sat
On air.
On air. No. Hold on. We've sat in.
We're on air right now.
Well, we sat before, and we've had a growler, and then we go across to props to Chef Ruli. We go across, get it filled.
Chef Ruli's.
Get it filled, and then we drink it.
I don't
now,
know Chef
granted,
Ruli.
if
I
your
know
beer,
Chef Anthony.
if your beer is cold, you got a problem. You know what I like is you guys have buckets and water. I put my beer here, my little Santo.
But what keeps it insulated? I mean,
Dude,
You don't
the
need
ice
it
chest-
insulated. That's his point. Is
the
you need
ice
to drink
chest,
it before it fucking gets
right.
hot.
You put some ice in it, and you should be okay. Now, if you're gonna hold it for
don't
people
babysit
say
it.
35 hours, it keeps it cold, and it keeps it. Fuck you, dude.
35 hours.
Dude, supposedly like the
I agree.
The Sasquatch, Sasquatch ice chest. Keep your ice.
What
cool
if you're
for,
going
like,
camping and you're walking a fucking?
You're gonna carry a freaking 35. You're gonna carry a
You
case of
carried
fucking
a
beer.
fucking Mary Poppins bag.
Fucking 100 yards, bro.
Yeah,
100 yards, but I'm not gonna carry it all the way up to the mountain in Ruidoso.
What if you're carrying up to go see Mount Rushmore?
Mount Cristo Rey.
I take my car, dude. You know what my thing is? You work smarter, not harder, tonto.
Yeah, take a bottle with you.
You take a bottle. Yeah, exactly.
Yo,
You take a smaller
Anthony,
bag.
whose side are you?
You take a smaller bag and you drink them on the way up.
All right,
the man brought a Santa sack with fucking
Oh
booze in it.
I'm not. I am not complaining about this.
But think about this. One of the things is that touching up on coolers. Yeah, you could take a cooler to the beach, to the lake, wherever you go, right? I get it, but you're really in the beach only like what 6 hours, if that, or unless you're on the lake for 24 hours. But if your last 24 hours, you're not really enjoying yourself.
You ain't drinking fast
You're not
enough,
drinking
yeah.
fast enough. Yeah.
What if you save the good stuff?
That's why you have a bottle on your freaking table right there, and there's another bottle over here. So
Yeah, but you brought
pacing.
all kinds of stuff.
But you could pace
Exactly.
yourself.
That's his
Pace
point.
yourself.
That's his
I'm
point.
trying to get your credit card number so I can put it on my Uber right now.
But I mean, you guys wanted the twisted tea. I bought you the twisted
All
tea.
right,
Yo.
I want to change gears here. We're talking about a lot of things that we like to do,
Sure.
but I also want to talk. We're fathers here, except Abel, but. Like, what do you like to do with your kids, especially during quarantine times?
Speaking to the mic, Peter.
What do you do?
So, I think we were touching up
I was
on
talking into the mic.
earlier. We were talking about Legos. Legos for me, growing up, they were expensive. Mom and dad said, no, get on a bike and vete pa'l parque, cabrón.
Yep.
Go to the park. That's what it is.
Here's a stick.
You want a Lego? Here's a rock and
Here's
put
a
it with
stick
a
and a
stick.
rock.
Lincoln Logs. If you
Lincoln
guys haven't
Logs,
seen
bro.
Lincoln Logs, it was little freaking pieces of wood and you put them together. But
I know what they are, but I never got them.
So
I never got
they were
Lincoln
too rich
Logs
for you.
I never got Lincoln Logs. I got Benito Juarez rocks.
Benito Juarez rocks. But right now, the big thing for us is, and I think it's if you're a dad. For me, I got a 12-year-old and I got a 10-year-old.
Oh, wow.
So my thing is trying to re-explore what I've done before. Like I love building stuff. So Legos, you could make them into anything. Literally anything. So I bought this, and I think I told you guys, we were shopping recently, and I saw this Stormtrooper helmet made out of a Lego. Now it's the advanced, it's like
over 1,000 pieces.
But
it's like 1,000 pieces.
But do you buy it for yourself or for your son?
I don't. So I bought my son for Christmas a year ago. This past Christmas, I bought him the Millennium Falcon, and I thought that was a challenging thing for a 12-year-old. This kid, by New Year's, the freaking Millennium Falcon was done. It's like, whoa, what happened here? When I thought he was gonna take his time and stuff like that.
He wanted to get it done.
He wanted to get it done, and it's 7 days from Christmas to New Year's.
Well, I've seen you with your sons. You did a drone thing.
I did, yeah. So I'm a big drone guy. I love drones. The only thing about drones is that I believe in the technology, but I believe that the technology is so far advanced that there's some malicious people on the border, because I was investigated recently for having drones. I'm a pilot. I am actually registered with the FAA.
Oh, wow.
So I actually have a drone pilot.
What kind of drone do you have?
I have 3 drones. I have
I would investigate you too.
I have an Atrella Robotics drone, one of the professional ones.
Okay.
I have a DJI, and then I have one that is called Super Drone, which is a six winged drone or 6 propeller.
Does that balance it out? It's more control and everything?
Danny Cruz.
So you need 2 of them.
Yeah,
two pilots.
Danny,
Did you build that?
No, actually, one of our friends. There you go. You had it on. You had the Stormtrooper. There it is.
Yeah.
That's the one I bought. So, anyways, but what's it called? The drones are professional drones, but you have people from, La Raza from across the border that are doing stuff with it. That they're bringing drugs. These things will literally lift almost 70 pounds, and 70 pounds could go from one side to the other.
It's like a baby goat.
Actually, and I've done this. I actually, if you go, there's some things that I've seen that it's just crazy. But El Paso is a mecca for drone pilots. There's, I think, out of the 15,000 drone pilots, there's maybe 5,000 drone pilots in El Paso.
Really?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Well, like
registered.
Registered. Yeah, registered.
I'm not
well,
registered.
one of our former guests, Danny Cruz, he actually told us about the drones, and there's like a special kind of license that you have to get through DC.
It's a permit, basically.
Like a permit.
It's a permit.
You have to go through all kinds of checks and stuff like that because
It's more of like an aviation kind of test.
yeah.
So I'm one of the ones that could actually fly in Fort Bliss. There's 10 of us in Fort Bliss that could actually fly on that air site. So two things about that is, and it's public record, man. You could actually look up who's there. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it's not.
But it's supposed to be public record. But recently there was a case at Fort Bliss on Montana. There was a kid, and I call him a kid because he was probably 21. He was flying a small drone, but he was going over gas tanks. I don't know if you've been on the loop on 375 and Montana. There's an actual loop. There's an actual a tank house where all the fuel comes in. So this kid was flying over it, and like anybody else, someone shot it. And they shot at it. They shot at it with a shotgun.
Yeah.
like anyone else.
That was just like someone.
So someone out there on Montana shot it with a shotgun.
I mean, on Montana, I think they throw rocks at it or something. I didn't think they had shotguns.
or they would throw their shoelaces on
You'd
it.
be surprised how many people have guns.
So you should be surprised how many people out there have So they shot this thing down.
I'm surprised.
He put it on YouTube, and
Texas.
24 hours after he put it on YouTube, FBI, CIA, and the FAA were on his ass.
Yep.
He was in
On
jail.
the guy that was flying
The flying because he was going over military base without a permit.
Yep.
And
Big no-no.
And he also
But isn't it scary that the military? It took him getting shot down by a fucking civilian for the military to realize.
or a military guy. It could have been a military guy.
Oh, so they don't.
So you don't know who shot him down.
Well, they didn't specify.
They're not going to
Just said shot
specify
down.
who shot down.
I mean, I'm just saying, like the fact that civilians could fly over a military base and cause a panic per se.
Well, look at our what we're at now. Just think about that. We are in a
But what resources are exposed just where a fucking drone could see them?
Dude,
like a
man,
civilian
everything.
drone.
You'd be
Have you not
surprised.
seen?
Well, I've worked.
Go down Loop 375.
You'd be
Bro,
surprised.
You'll be
worked.
surprised.
I've worked in secret facilities.
Sure.
But we never had shit out just in the open.
No,
But how many years was that?
No. But it's what it's like plus this equals this, right?
Yes.
So if they see a tank in this, they know that they're capable of doing X, Y, Z, or whatever.
and and also that Fort Bliss does not report COVID.
Oh
cases,
yeah.
yeah.
But that's just for fucking. That's administration.
No. They don't even report how many people are in Fort
but
Bliss.
that's administration.
No, but it's also if you tell people how many people are in Fort
Yeah,
Bliss.
because you're showing who's inactive, and that's a national security threat.
Sure. So it's a national security thing to fly a stupid little thing going up, and they see 25 tanks, or they see Apache helicopters.
Even taking
But you can see that shit from the freeway.
not always.
Even taking pictures with your phone. Like I've been on let's see, Alamogordo, what's the
White Sands.
White Sands missile range, right? I've been there. You have to get escorted in, and there's no pictures taken.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And if you pull your phone out, like they're.
Well, I was stationed there where you.
But that's what I mean. But that's on base with a phone.
So think about
drone,
this.
You're getting an aerial
drones and UFOs. If you look at the drones and have you seen some of those pictures of jet fighters chasing? Just recently, I think 3 of them. Right?
They got released classified
3 of them.
information
Classified information
by the Pentagon.
But do you not think that there's other things out there? I mean, UFOs.
Sure.
I mean, El Paso being one of I think the 7th largest military base in El Paso. Yeah. I think 5th, right? Maybe 5th or 6th in the nation.
Last I heard was 7th. That just happens less than 100 miles away at White Sands Missile Range, where the first nuke was ever dropped in the Trinity site.
Crazy
you got fucking
conspiracy right there, buddy.
Yeah. But I mean, I've said this on my previous shows. I don't know.
Wait, what's a conspiracy?
Oh shit.
No, I'm just saying there's a lot of undercover stuff.
Yeah.
Roswell's just a couple 100 miles away.
Right.
You got White Sands, you got Holloman Air Force Base. I was stationed at Holloman for 4 years. There's a lot of fucked up shit. When we had Via on, we had Tony on, and Tony was telling us he's a 32nd degree Mason, and he was telling us he kind of played it safe though.
Yeah,
like not criticizing him or anything, but he was like, oh well, there's. And there's one thing I wanted to tell you, because you're an educated man. You
sometimes
you've been all over the place. You just got a good grasp on a lot of things. What do you think about is there a cover up? Like, what would the cover up be? Alien wise, I mean, do you believe in aliens?
Are we talking about UFOs or what the fuck are we talking about?
Are we talking about aliens? Yeah, like cover up conspiracy.
I do believe. Okay, here's
It's like shit.
there's this whole thing. I've had this argument within my family. Okay, so one of the big things that I do believe is that we're not the only beings or solid people or solid brains in the universe.
Yeah, but there could be an octopus on a fucking moon of fucking Uranus or some shit.
So one of the big things that I think is, do I believe in UFOs? I believe in a higher being. Now, do I believe in me being an engineer? I believe in propulsion that has not been discovered. I believe in technology that has not been discovered. Do I believe there's a cover-up? Yeah, of course. You just have to protect certain privacy rights of certain things.
But what's your evidence in that? I mean, you're educated, obviously. What leads you to believe in that stuff?
So why would the government recently release chases of unidentified flying objects? Why?
So do you think it's a slow release so we're not so shocked when it actually comes out?
Sure. I think maybe next year you'll start seeing maybe that Area 51 probably is, a UFO site.
Well, we know Area 51 exists.
Well, it's actually Groom Lake, but Area 51 is just one of those lakes, but Area 51 is
But they say that's obsolete now.
Nah, it's not. It's never been obsolete. I mean, military bases like El Paso, people don't realize that Fort Bliss is huge, man. Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Well, land-wise, Fort Bliss and Holloman Air Force Base and White Sands are some of the biggest land-based bases.
It's bigger than El Paso.
It's huge
in the United States.
Now, tomorrow they'll probably arrest all of us because we're talking about this.
Do you believe in dump sites?
I do.
Deep underground military.
I actually do. The only reason I believe in those sites is because the technology's always been there. Okay, drones, the little robotic chingaderas that everybody.
That's been there probably for 40 years, but we're barely getting it civilian.
And we're barely getting civilian ones.
We're like 10 years behind what the military.
Well, that's what they say. Like 10 years, 20 years, we're behind. The stealth fighter, 50 years in service, and during Kosovo and all that stuff, it was one of our main fighters, yet we knew very little about it.
Shit, I should have burped in the freaking mic.
And it wasn't.
Yeah.
It
You
wasn't.
actually got negative
This
points
ain't
for
killing-
that.
It wasn't until 2009 that they retired them. Yet they're not retired, dude.
No.
They're still operational. They're being sold. The technology of that skin and the infrastructure of the
So one of the big things to me is like robotics. Like, for example, you sit down and you have robotics like exoskeletons for soldiers.
like Skynet
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
T-800.
Yeah. So, I mean, soldiers now are drones. If you guys live along the border, I live in Horizon. So when I'm early in the morning, there's a drone that flies the border. And if you haven't seen it, it's an airplane and it flies the border, and it's a plotted thing. Now it's a drone. It's not a big freaking, it's actually one of those military drones. I think you guys have seen those military drones that actually bomb stuff, but this is taking surveillance of the whole border. So it is crazy. Now, robotics wise, if you look at robots, one of the big things for robots is we're no longer going to be soldiers, or you're not going to be a soldier. It's going to be a robot. It's going to be freaking, look, there you go. It's going to be a robot just like that. That's scary.
A gorilla robot.
That's fake right there.
That's
No,
not
it's not
fake.
fake.
That's real.
That is not a real robot.
That's
is
a real robot.
no, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
Hell yeah, it is.
Yes, it is. Trust me.
That
That
is
technology
not a real
exists.
That
robot.
technology
Yes.
has been available. How do you think you got
That
these
is
cameras,
not a
dude?
real robot, dude.
Dude,
That
that's a
is
real robot.
CGI.
Really?
Now,
Bro, that's the one that like it punches
Snoop it.
people and does
Yeah.
kicks
Snoop it.
and shit.
do snoops to see if they're robots like that.
That isn't real, bro.
Jeez.
Peter, that's real.
That's real.
bro.
So, anyways, but I mean, going back to, do I believe
That's
in aliens? Yes.
2019.
I believe in
But
aliens.
that's not real. That's,
No, it's real.
It's an idea.
No.
It's the one where the guy pulls a gun. And
No,
there's a
That
civilian.
one is a parody. The one that you're talking about is a parody. But I'll tell you this: the machines that I work on, right? They have no AI built into them.
T1000s.
Them machines have 8 computers. 8 computers. Okay, 8 computers.
Yeah, but they're still
8
simple
laptops.
computers.
No, hell no, they ain't.
They're still simple board. Like they don't have AI attached to them.
No,
Okay,
no,
so
no,
what do you think makes your car?
Like I'm not
Go
disagreeing.
look
that
at the
there's things-
Ford robots.
I work on them. I'm telling you, they're smart as F. I mean,
they're
they're
smart.
Now I will say
It's
there
ridiculous.
is an AI, and we're getting there. Sure. But we're not to the point where like Skynet's gonna take over.
No, I'm not saying we don't know that. We don't know that as people. Military probably already has something. You know, maybe you're the robot. You're not telling us that.
Well, that's
dude.
why I'm trying to
What
discourage
the
you guys
hell,
from
bro?
like look the other way.
He got your bro got really quiet. Abel got
I know.
really
Yeah, dude.
quiet.
I'm looking
What
at
the
Peter and I was
fucking A,
like,
dude?
fuck, dude. This
What
guy.
the fuck?
I just keep hearing that Terminator sound like
no. I'm Peter. I'm telling you, it's true.
like I'm that guy from Salvation, Terminator Salvation. He doesn't know he's a robot. Never seen it. You fucking dicks.
Think about it. I mean,
It's
Abel,
ridiculous.
you don't have kids, right?
No,
It's ridiculous.
That you know of.
no, I don't have kids.
So you're gay.
I know of.
So you're
He
gay.
has like 3.
I'm pretty sure I don't
I'm
have
DOP.
kids.
DOP.
Yo, Pete.
DOP. Recuerda mí.
I mean, what toys did you guys play with? I mean, you play
Toy
with what toy?
soldiers. I was a toy soldier.
Army man.
Army man,
Soldiers.
all the time.
Yeah, the little green soldiers, marbles,
Marbles.
tops, pogs.
Topas.
Trompos? You played with
Trompas.
trompos?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Ooh, jeez.
Right here in the backyard.
Pogs.
Pogs.
Pogs was a
Dude,
shit.
The
Pogs.
slammers.
The slammer pogs, those were the milk. We knew them as milk tops
Milk tops. Why is that?
because they used to come out of the
1940s.
Oh,
Fuck you guys.
I thought because they
used
covered
to come out of the
nipples.
milk.
They covered nipples. That's why.
They used to come out of milk tops.
Well, yeah, covering nipples.
Jesus,
Milk tops.
chitontos.
Those are called pasties, Mario.
Pasties?
Yeah,
call them pasties.
millennials call them pasties. he barely got it. He barely got it.
Hey, you know, I just noticed this, but your roof looks like a penis. Have you
Oh,
noticed
whoa.
this? Look at that.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh
balls and a
shit!
penis. Two
Have you
balls.
noticed 2 balls and fucking 2 penises?
Yeah.
Have you noticed that there?
Two penis.
Two. Is that one?
Yeah, they're connecting.
They're connecting. What are they
Well,
called?
actually, 4. Oh no!
I
Well,
believe
dude,
that's-
come on. No,
They're
those are like the
rubbing?
Lance Armstrong penises.
it only has one ball?
Term
One
is
ball.
this new.
Yeah.
So now you can see it looks like two balls and a penis.
Yeah, there we go.
Jesus Christ.
We're
again,
off
this
the
fucking-
rails,
The
man.
ball bar.
Anthony's like, this house was designed by my grandma. Like, he's all-
Oh shit, sorry, bro. Well, she was thinking of something while she put the fucking penises up there.
Yeah, wow.
oh, it's
Balls on the roof.
Balls and a dick on the roof. You're laughing because it does look like two nuts and a freaking shaft right there, bro. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Fuck, it's observation, bro. You guys
Damn it.
fucking millennials.
That explains so much in my life.
Fucking millennials.
I got a big bush. I'm taking a 70s.
He's like, fucking millennials, so sensitive.
So sensitive. Going back to the thing about you guys are a bunch of anyways.
Anyway, I was going to change.
Yes.
Anyway, so
what do you miss about being at the radio station?
Ah, jeez, man. You know,
Cheese?
cheese.
Cheese?
I thought he
Whoa,
said cheese, man. Cheese.
cheese, man. Of course, I love cheese.
You almost got twisted tea out of Peter's nose.
You know, I miss this. You see what you guys have is this.
Plexiglass.
Beer?
No, I miss the
Balls on the roof?
I miss the fact that put balls on the ceiling.
Being at the bottom of balls.
Kelly Q, you hear that? You need to put some balls on your roof. Quit fucking around.
Throw a sack up there.
Get with the program.
I missed what you guys have right now. Like this is like the talking with your friends and the talking with your buddies and stuff like that.
Actually, I hate both of these guys.
I know you don't, man. But I mean,
He still shows up, though.
He still shows up, right? But I mean, and that's what I miss. I miss the
camaraderie.
camaraderie, you know, and in radio, and no matter how you look at it, one of the big things is that you miss the when you work with someone, in my opinion, and they become your friend or they become, I always call it my radio family. Because it really is a radio family. Even though we're away from each other, like I don't see Pete much, but you know, one of the big things, like he's still my radio family because I got to grow up with him and I got to see him improve and I got to see myself improve because of him. He would throw me some punches, he'd say some shit, but I was never mad at whatever he said or what anybody else said. There's some people that are real assholes I don't like. That's just my opinion, but you know, there's some family members in my family that I don't like. Same thing with radio. But my radio family is that, you know, if I don't see them today, I might see them tomorrow. They might be out of town, they might be whatever, but I miss that. Music wise, I've had some great managers, man, and the management of music to me and is important. One of those big things is I miss the bullshit that we used to do. I miss the Scott Ronsons. I miss the Courtney Nelsons, the Big Al Joneses. I miss the Magic Mikes. I miss and now I miss like the Peters. I miss the guys that are coming up in radio because radio is now a recorded medium. In my opinion, the live versions are different, but I miss the live.
What do you mean by live?
Going straight, you press a button
to the
and
audience.
and you have to go to the audience.
The reason I asked this, I don't think I'm giving away too many secrets, but me working in radio, there was times that I board opt and it was somebody that was supposed to be live in the moment.
Sure.
And they're not even at the station to begin with. So I'm playing their show and people think there's still people to this day that think it's live.
Well,
and there is something that is missing there. You know, like when you listen to a radio station, because I remember being a kid and listening to the radio station and there's just something like just having that person almost like if they're talking to you.
It's all theater of the mind, man.
Well,
Theater of the mind.
I'll tell you one thing. So Super Mario, towards the end, at least for me,
Yeah.
he was a weekend guy.
Yeah.
And he always did his show straight up live because there's nothing like live radio.
Yeah.
And then he would take calls. He loved interacting with people. And that was something I liked. I like doing. I think I was one of the few.
Yeah, you are one of the few.
He would come over
You and David Rios.
and he would bring me drinks.
Yeah.
He'd bring me food. and I said, dude, who gets to hear you on a Saturday night? You get to speak your mind. You get to say what you want on a Saturday night. Like people are driving out to the bars or whatever. And you
Or having a party. Yeah. Peter, I'll tell you this. The only time I listened to KLAQ, to be honest with you, was Saturday night, Sunday night when I was out partying with the family or whatever.
And there were
had the
times-
radio on and you were on.
Yeah.
And that's why I would call you and I would be like sending requests.
Okay, true story though. Anthony would call me and he's like, hey, bro, we're here drinking. Can you play Led
What did I
Zeppelin?
request?
I'd put it
Led
on the
Zeppelin
playlist
all the time.
and then I'd be like, I'll be there in 10 minutes.
You see,
So I would leave. I mean, I'm not there anymore. I don't care.
yeah.
I didn't really listen to the morning show because it's like you're stuck in traffic. Like, I would rather listen to music rather than somebody talking about whatever.
But sometimes
I listened to Peter more than anything, and because that was my free time. That was Saturday night, Friday night, Sunday night. That was when shit was popping.
And I left it open to people.
Yeah.
Like I would say, hey, give me a call. Hey, blah, 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 whatever number. And people would call. And when people would call that line and you'd answer, and even if they didn't have a good song, you'd be like, hey, you know what, bro? I'll get that out to you, but I appreciate the call. What are you doing tonight? And you just talk to them.
So you see,
So it's that interaction with the community. It's that you're being there for them. You don't know what the fuck a person is going through at that moment, but you want to give them that feedback. And that was something that I always liked.
and this is what you guys are doing here. The thing is that you're not live, but you're getting hits, you're getting stuff that's happening. But one of the things is that's very important, in my opinion. If you could interact with people, and those people are going to listen to you, they'll listen to you consistently. McDonald's has that perfect formula. I think I've given you this story about McDonald's. McDonald's, no matter where you effing go, if you go to Europe, you go everywhere, the Big Mac tastes the fucking same. Okay?
Yeah.
Because they're consistent. Now, if you're consistent in a radio show, you give the news, you do what you have, you talk about local things, you talk about just consistency, you'll be successful. Now, people hate fucking McDonald's, but obviously they're doing something right. Just like Nickelback. Everybody gives shit to Nickelback, but those fuckers have 10 number one hits and people hate them. No,
All right,
fuck you.
Well, so that's why
They're
I wanted
ashamed
to, that's
to
why I
admit it.
wanted to ask you about the big man purchasing a radio station in a small town, because no matter where you go, like, it doesn't matter how big Spotify, Apple, and some of these other mediums get. Local radio, in my opinion, will always have a home because it's what relates to the people most. Let me give you an example, because
But there's so much shit out there that it gets watered down.
No, I think
but-
politics take over, right? Politics take over the the station and dictate what they should say and what they should do. But that's not to say what the local people want to hear or want to or can relate to.
Joe Namath.
like one of the biggest things like online is like some of the biggest I guess pages to follow here in El Paso are like that. What is it, FitFam or whatever? It's something
But
that
they like seeing that bullshit.
and it's people that like seeing that El Paso gossip, that El Paso nonsense, that El Paso
bullshit, yeah.
bullshit.
915 on blast.
But I think I'm getting off of what I wanted to say. I wanted to tell you was because when my early years in college, I went to a community college, El Paso Community College here in El Paso. And when I would get out at around 11, 12 o'clock. And then we would just go to my friend's garage and we would drink some beers and we'd listen to KLAQ.
Sure.
And there was nothing cooler than that. To me, it just seemed sometimes
was
we would
local.
sometimes we would even go out to the desert and then we would just be listening to KLAQ for like 5, 6, 7
So
hours.
how long ago was that?
And then
When
one
circle
thing,
jerks were still
but one thing
acceptable.
one thing that I still remember to this day was hearing Rick Mardi Gras. Like
Sure.
that was like the guy I looked forward to
Well,
hearing.
he was the
Not that
easy
he
guy.
not that he took my calls or anything like that, but he was a DJ that was later.
heard him.
He was later on in the night, and he would people would call into the station, and he'd be like, "Hey, what's up, girl?" And
He was just very
like,
personal.
Yeah, and he would like talk to the fans, and I was like, that was like an El Paso station, because there's some El Paso stations that do it very well. They interact with the fans. They do it really well. But he, in my opinion, at that station, that particular station that plays rock, because there's really no rock stations here in the borderland, he did it, in my opinion, the best, at least when I was listening to that station.
Sure, I mean, you got to remember.
But it was something that I enjoyed. You know?
El Paso is totally different. If you go to, Houston, you go to San Antonio, you're traveling right now. So you're going to be traveling tomorrow, right? I want you, don't get on your Spotify, don't get on your freaking Sirius. As you're driving, look for a local station, and you're going to hear that it's going to sound almost like what you're used to, because they're trying to interact with you. I personally, one of my, God rest his soul, one of my radio heroes was Magic Mike, Courtney Nelson, and Big L Jones. Courtney would always give me so much fucking hell. This is what he told me. I want you to be the guy that people want to be at a barbecue with. Just play the music, and if you don't need to talk, don't talk. Just play the fucking music. And then if something comes up and someone calls you, or if they ask you a question, then that's when you say, "Hey, how you doing?"
Your personality.
Yeah, then your personality comes out. But don't fucking tell me the weather is 110 degrees. It is 4 o'clock
Yeah,
in the
don't
afternoon.
tell the obvious.
Don't tell the obvious. Be the guy that wants to
give
be.
some character to it.
Give some character. Like, and Big Al Jones was amazing at that. He would tell you, "Yeah, I'm eating a pizza. It tastes really, really good." And you're not.
He made you want one.
And he made you, and then he says, "Thanks, Pizza Pros, for that
You know what's
freaking
funny?
pizza."
You know what's
funny?
wait, hold on.
Wait,
you know
wait,
what's
wait.
really funny is that, so when I was studying at New Mexico State, I had my own podcast, and I didn't know the approach to radio or whatever. Like, I didn't know how to be on air, if it was video or audio. And I had the opportunity to host my own podcast there. And Peter heard one of my first episodes, and he's like, "Dude, you're fucking boring, man." He's like, "You sound like an NPR, like a host."
Like Abel has a good voice, but
Because one of the things was that my teacher, he was telling, one of my professors, he was telling me, like, this is the way you do it, blah, blah, blah. You go in and out, you give your facts, blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
Shit like that. But when I did it, it was just like my delivery. It was that guy that it's 100 degrees
But
outside.
Wait,
I had no
what was something
person.
that Super Mario, one of my biggest mentors, to tell you the truth, him, Mondo, Ronson.
Yeah.
Them three. And then Glenn, of course. Glenn
Yeah.
was there. But Ronson showed me how to run shit on the board, like physically.
Mm-hmm.
Super Mario gave me, hey, stick with your personality. Stick with who you are.
Yeah.
But you told me another thing that I think it was Ray Monroe that told you.
Ray.
He told you, like, "Hey, dude, you don't always have to be the 95.5 LAQ
So let me-
El Paso's best rock. Let me tell you what's going on. Judas Priest is gonna be happening."
Wait. Let me tell you something. So when I first started at the station, and I probably said this story many times to you guys, but when I first started at the station, Johnny Walker was our production director, and I had to submit to be on air. I had to submit something to
Like a demo.
a demo to him.
Air check.
An air check. There
Say
we
it
go.
right. Air check.
Air check. I had to send it to Johnny Walker and to Kevin Vargas, who had hired me
At the time.
at the time. And it's nerve-wracking, dude, because everybody hates their voice. I hate my voice still to this day, but it's my personality. And I learned to accept it. But anyways, so I go on, I give my thing, I give my air check, and I fucking hate it, dude. And then Super Mario of all people, he comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, bro, you be you, you be yourself. Don't fucking go to anyone, whatever." Then Ray Monroe, because you start asking around, "Hey, what do you think of this? What do you think of that?" People that are in the business.
Yeah.
As Ray Monroe worked for our cousin Gabriel, and I asked Ray, and he goes, "Hey, bro, whenever you're gonna go on air," Ray Monroe grew up 3 houses away from here, literally.
Yeah.
And he tells me, whenever you're gonna go on, take a shot or smoke a joint. Straight up, like he tells me, and he's like, "Dude, relax." That was his message.
It wasn't.
His message
wasn't take a shot.
Yeah,
smoke
yeah.
a joint.
It was just
more
like relax.
But one of the,
Be real.
so right now,
Reach out to the
so,
community.
You said Ray Rambo.
so right now,
Anthony had Ray Rambo.
so right now, what you guys are doing is exactly what radio needs. What you guys are doing right now, I'm not a program director. I've never claimed to be a program director. I think I'm the normal guy. But Magic Mike told me 2 things. Courtney Nelson told me 2 things, and they were identical. He says, "Don't fucking sugarcoat something that you're not, and be you. Be yourself." Now, if you're an asshole, you're gonna come out as an asshole. Okay? Period. Now, granted, I've been serving you guys drinks.
Yeah,
to
you're
get you
not
guys
an
going.
asshole.
You're not an asshole anymore. After 10 peanut butter cups over here.
But the thing is that one of the most important things is that as long as you enjoy what you're doing,
And that's-
like this is what you're doing.
Exactly.
You're enjoying what you're doing. Now, even if I didn't drink alcohol when or do whatever I had to do to be myself, it was cool, man. I like talking to people. Hello, KLAQ. Now, there was people that fucking hated talking to people on the phone. But I loved it, man, because people were like, "Hey, dude, can you play Las Mañanitas from Vicente, please, bro?" And I'm like,
Play some
man.
Nickelback, eh?
and I'm like, "Dude, you got the wrong station. Am I calling KNA?" "No, bro, you're not. What's your name?" And then we would do stupid things to them, and they were like, "Are you Glenn?" I go, "No, man. Are you Peter Carrillo?"
Can you play?
That might have been me. Calling, asking.
Peter, I mean,
That sounds like a typical Anthony call.
and then the
Peter,
next,
play some Tool.
Wait. Let me give you a story. So many times I hung out with Anthony. I was live on air. Standing next to Anthony.
Yeah, he's about to tell some truth right now.
Yeah, dude.
First word you right.
Fun times, right, Anthony?
Yes. Oh man, dude. I mean, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I think the station underestimates the Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night.
Because they look at it almost as let's just fill that spot.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's totally wrong.
dog, bro.
Your dog won't bite you.
Oh yeah.
You can go out this way and go to the right.
Don't Super Mario.
Oh
Does anyone tell you look like Joe Rogan?
Damn.
damn, that's a good one. All right, so Super Mario's taking a leak right now, but yeah, what were you saying, Anthony?
No, like
None of
I
that
think
shit?
people underestimate that hour or whatever, right? Like Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, because Peter would be on, right?
Just stand next to him.
And I kind of get the feeling like Peter would
So
be like,
this
"I'm
show?
so bored," and it's like, dude, like Friday night, Saturday night, that should be the most bumping fucking time,
Yeah.
for the radio.
True.
Like that's when people are listening the most.
Wow.
Like the morning show. To be honest with you, I don't listen to it. I don't want to hear people talking on my way to work. I want something that's gonna pump me up and make me feel good.
Well, I mean-
I want music.
Well, I always say,
But in the morning show's
tell them
defense, and I think that's why many stations around the borderland have the morning show. Practically every radio station has its own morning show, and it's mostly talking, and it's because that's how a lot of the public gets its information. That's how they get their news, because the ones that are going to work early in the morning, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, in the morning, they're probably the ones that didn't stay up for the 10 o'clock news. So they're getting informed through the morning show.
So the funny thing that you say about that, you're right. Because people like myself, probably Anthony, maybe yourself, that, are hard workers and we're traveling. One of the first things we do is we try to go to bed early. And then we're traveling and we turn on the radio. It could be NPR radio. It could be KLEQ. It could be Kiss FM. It could be the Fox, whatever. But I don't know if you ever noticed, everybody has the same news. Not the same news, but identical news. They're trying to provide something. Now, this fake news, going to fake news, political shit, stuff like that. It depends who you like, what you want to hear. My opinion is, trust the source. Whoever your source is, trust it. I listen to NPR in the morning when I go to work. I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I listen to NPR. I listen to the local stuff. If I can, I'll listen to KVIA TV, whoever's on TV. But I listen. Now, I make my own decision.
Yeah.
Now, and I also listen to KLAQ. I listen to KISS. I listen to the Fox. I've lost confidence in the Fox because now they're a robot. But the only local stuff, I think.
What do you mean by robot?
Jordan Ori.
It's no longer a local. I don't want to hear about freaking, fires in California. I want to hear about someone doing something in El Paso. Now, I'll listen to the national news on NPR, but I really don't want to hear about a COVID problem in fucking California. I don't. I want to hear the COVID problem in El Paso. It's kind of sucky about that part, but I'd rather look at local stuff. If I could get the local stuff, I prefer that. That's why I have Sirius at work. I have Pandora. I have, everything at work. But I have my radio in my office. I listen to KISS, KLAQ, the Fox. Or Sunny, except when they start playing that fucking Christmas music.
Fuck that shit.
I think they start next month.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah, it's already.
But I mean,
Tomorrow.
But I mean, I listen to that because I want local stuff.
Yeah.
Going back to Peter's thing about local stuff is that radio has not evolved to the point that it's evolved that podcast, the morning show is on podcast. The Kiss FM show is on podcast. The Fox News is on podcast. Everything's podcasted now. It's just a repeat of what you heard at 5 to 9 p.m. or 9 a.m.
I think the podcasts are bringing stuff to you that you weren't getting in the morning show and stuff like that. In other words, like I feel kind of like the morning shows have been so political, not political in a sense, but they have a criteria or a
motive.
Motive. There you go. Exactly.
You gotta appeal to your sponsor.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
since we don't have sponsors, we could talk about whatever the fuck we want.
And I think that's what people crave.
And we could say, Super Mario, what do you think about fucking taking shit in the woods? Like, seriously, what do you think?
I'll take a shit in the woods.
But is it more peaceful?
Bucket? Do you use a bucket?
I went camping. That's funny that you fucking asked that. When I went camping, here's the thing. Did you use paper? Like toilet paper?
Okay.
Or did you use wipes?
But you use the Lysol
baby
wipes.
wipes.
You fucking rich fuck. You rich fuck. I can't even get Lysol wipes for reals.
Wipes are definitely better.
No,
You
not
literally-
Lysol
like
wipes.
baby
He's talking
wipes,
about
Wayne.
baby wipes.
Baby
dude.
wipes. Don't throw like
But
the
he
99
didn't
cent.
disagree when I said
I
Lysol.
don't know. I did disagree because it fucking burns your asshole.
Yeah.
Oh, so he knows. So he knows how.
So,
it
anyways,
goes.
so I mean,
True story. I don't want to. Let's just say I have this friend that one time he had intercourse with a woman and he ended up using Lysol wipes to clean himself afterwards.
As a plan B.
The fuck?
No, like to clean himself because
That's a big no.
Rather than taking a shower, you just clean yourself with Lysol wipes.
with Lysol wipes?
Yeah, let's just say it's not the best idea.
Nah, bro.
How do you know that?
No.
Did
That's
you see
what
pictures?
His friend told him.
That's what a friend told me.
Your friend is wrong.
He
Bro.
got second degree burns.
Yeah.
No.
Let's just say
And still got herpes.
Yeah, no, that's no good. No bueno.
What are we talking about?
I don't know.
Yeah.
We went from UFOs to Lysol wipes.
To dicks.
We were off of UFOs for a while. We weren't even on UFOs. We were on Chihuahuas drinking Budweisers and shit.
Hey, so what do you guys think? You guys are, I know you guys are big sports fans. You don't talk about sports much. I'm a sports guy, but if you freaking want to rile me in about what is my favorite team, I don't have a favorite football team. I don't have a favorite baseball. I think baseball sucks.
What's your favorite sport?
Whoa.
So hold on.
what's your favorite sport?
Baseball sucks, dude. Fucking baseball.
I agree with you.
Baseball sucks. You know what? I'll sit down and I'll watch the Chihuahua games because I like the hot dogs and the fucking popcorn.
That's
So
all
you
about
like-
baseball, man.
So you like Weenie,
No, it's not. People fucking.
So
So
you
you
like
better than
Weenie?
500.
So you like Weenie and Colonels.
Put a weenie.
Put a weenie away. Put a weenie.
Look, I'll say this. I'm a big I'm a huge baseball fan. I love the sport, but
Because you guys are softball guys.
yeah. Well, but we were born and raised on baseball.
So here-
we understand the sport and everything.
not soft
but
at
hold
all.
on. I understand how people can see that baseball is very boring. I can understand
It
how
is.
people don't get it. I understand how they're just not interested compared to football or basketball, whatever other sport is out there. Now, I will defend this. Baseball, seeing it live and at the stadium is the best sporting experience that you will get compared to any other sport out there. For sure.
Hockey.
And let me tell you
Hockey.
why. Hold on.
Have you seen hockey live?
Yes, I've seen hockey live. Hold on.
Holy shit.
Hold on. Baseball is cool, and let me tell you why. If
Why?
you're with the right people, it's a very entertaining sport. You get your beer, you get your dog, you get your popcorn, you get your burger, nachos, whatever the fuck
And
you
if
want.
you're lucky, you get a foul ball.
But let me ask you something. Hold on.
You could get a foul ball. You have an opportunity to get a
You
foul
get
ball.
balls
Here and
and
there.
Hold on.
Like, you
I
can
wanna
be there.
interject here.
You have your food. If you fucking doze off for 3.5 innings,
You wake
because-
up and you could see the
and
final.
you're still in the fucking same position. You didn't miss anything, and it's just a good way to socialize with other people around
And you think that's cool?
like
No, I think that's your argument for why it's not cool. You could take a nap for 3 fucking hours and still be like, oh, okay,
No,
what's
dude,
going on?
it's
Now,
so
that
fucking
to me
cool.
is like
you could heckle at the players. You can.
I
talk
want
all the shit you
a
want.
sport.
I don't know.
where-
I'm with Abel on this, and we never agree.
Okay, so
It's fucking
No.
fun, man.
So, okay.
Whereas football, like, man, dude, football, you feel like you have to be there, and then
Exactly.
sometimes.
I've never been to an NFL game, by the way.
and sometimes when you
Hold
go to
on,
a
you've
football,
never been?
Wait, hold on. And then sometimes you go to a football game, they have the TV timeouts, they got all this shit, and it's like,
No.
dude, no. Hold on.
You go to a basketball game. Well, actually, I will say basketball. I went to go see the
Sucks.
Phoenix Suns last
Sucks.
year. Actually, Phoenix.
Sucks.
No. It's
Sucks.
actually a pretty good experience,
What was the experience?
What's your favorite?
dude.
Dude, hold on. Seriously?
Because you said baseball and NFL
hold on.
suck.
So
or
in
NBA.
the defense of baseball, my daughter got a scholarship to play softball at Talladega. It's her birthday today, by the way. Happy birthday, Amber.
happy birthday.
So anyways,
Hey,
Who's the coach? Ricky Bobby?
so that's fucking cool. But anyways, she
birthday.
she got a scholarship to play softball. I never understood the fucking game. I'm being serious. I never understood the game. Beanchy Alex. No, hold on. Beanchy Alex. I would have to text Beanchy Alex and go, hey, dude, what's a .50 record? And he would text me and goes, hey, dude, you really don't know anything about baseball?
0.50
Because it's the same thing as softball, okay? I don't know anything about baseball, but I will go to a Chihuahuas game. I will go watch a game. I will go watch it. Because of hot dogs, just because it's live.
Great food.
Great. You know what? And not just food.
Experience.
It's the experience. There we go. The experience. Now,
because
what's
the weenie and
and the
out of a
fucking
straw.
weenie and the pinchy corn. Pinchy cornhole.
Dude, the Juarez dog at
And the
Chihuahuas?
crickets.
God damn, it's
and the
fucking
crickets.
delicious.
They have crickets.
Oh, the crickets. I ate the crickets.
Crickets
I
are
love it.
good with limones.
With limon and beer. Now, if you really want to get into a good sport, my family loves soccer.
Soccer's great.
Soccer is like the fucking bomb, dude.
Soccer's
So do you
great.
go to a
I don't
locomotives?
Yes. freaking the ninth, the ninth notch, eighth notch.
They're so
notch.
good. I don't know the name.
So, anyways, I never bought season tickets for anything because.
Yeah.
So, but right next to him, and my kids, a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old, have never played the sport.
Yeah.
Got into that. They never got into baseball, but they got into the soccer because the energy of the freaking game was amazing. It's the energy of what comes out of the game, no matter what team plays.
I like it.
I like it.
So,
And I'm not even a soccer like
I like
person,
it.
but I like the game.
I love the games.
So-
They're fun.
But I'm not. But I've been with you, and I liked it.
yeah.
so the other game is hockey.
Hockey's great too. Love hockey.
We have one of the best junior hockey leagues.
Bingo.
Look,
junior hockey
dude, I love hockey, but sometimes it's so fast. Like there's times, and
So it's
I'm
cool.
like, no,
what's
it's
cool
so
about
fast. No, hold on. Look,
Anthony,
I'm an athlete.
Anthony,
I'm an athlete.
have you been to a hockey game?
I have been to
A Rhinos or like NHL?
Buzzards.
Yeah, that show is. Hold on, that's a step above the Rhinos.
That's
1903.
badass.
1903.
Let me tell you.
So like, but hold on, like
1903
sometimes,
Buzzards,
look,
they won the fucking.
I'm an athlete, and I can pick up. Honestly, I could pick up any sport, and like I understand it. I'm a huge fanatic. We're a sports family. I'm a huge fanatic and everything. Hockey, I love it, but I can't have the same experience as if I was at a baseball game.
Okay, so
Because at a hockey game, I know if I go with my girlfriend or a friend,
You have a girlfriend?
I'm not talking to them. The reason is I'm focusing on the game because it's so fast. I'm just like,
hey, Peter
like,
told me you were gay.
yeah, that might be
Dude,
true.
why'd you fucking lie to me, man?
That might be true.
He dressed me the other day.
Okay. Anyways.
All right, so hold on. So like that sport, that game, I know I have to go with Peter and my other brother Chris. Those are the only two that I can go with, or my dad. I know there's going to be limited talking between one another. It's just going to be focusing on the game.
Hold on.
Football, same thing. Soccer, similar. But as baseball, like I can take anyone to a baseball game.
Okay, hold on. You're saying that I take my family to a baseball game, to the Chihuahuas game.
Yeah.
Okay. My kids will not shut up.
It's because you have kids, man.
No.
That's where you messed
Hold
up.
on.
That's where you messed
hold on.
up.
It's the attention span.
Tell me this. But with a hockey game or a soccer game, they're interactive with the freaking soccer. Baseball, and he swings.
Too slow.
And he swings.
See, like in
Dude,
this
but are you telling me that?
But see, in this environment, like if it's Anthony, Peter, and you at a baseball game, I think we would have the best time at a Chihuahuas game.
Dude, I wouldn't shut up. Trust me.
Over. I would enjoy that greatly.
But you see,
I
that's
would
the problem.
enjoy that more than a Locomotives, a Rhinos.
You're choosing the experience over the.
out of here. Why would you? Are you
Because-
telling me
'cause
that
I
the
like to-
energy in a soccer game is like,
I like them all. But I feel like
I think if you have enough
feel
time
like
for
the
that-
baseball game is like it's more of a man.
dude? I don't understand how you could say the fact. Whose dogs are those?
Neighbors.
Neighbors. How do you say?
Michael Vick.
I forgot it's a Lower Valley. It's Upper Valley. Upper Valley. Sorry.
Hey,
How
we're
dare
upper.
you? How dare me? Hey,
Branch us into that.
So okay, let's get this straight. You are a baseball fan,
I love baseball.
football fan.
I love football.
You hate, but you hate
What? If
soccer.
you had to pick
and
one or the
hockey.
other.
No, he likes all sports.
I like, dude.
If you had to pick
soccer,
one or the other.
Hold on. Right now, at this very moment,
follows soccer.
Soccer is one of my favorite sports ever. Like, I love soccer. Chelsea.
So you're saying that
I love Chelsea.
You're saying that if I go to a soccer game with you, the first thing you're going to do is like, I don't want to talk to you.
Yes, that's probably what would happen if we go to a Locomotives
Not me.
game.
I'll tell you.
Look. If we go to a Locomotives game,
let's go
I'll
to-
probably talk to you maybe a few chances here and there, but for the most part, I'm just gonna be following.
Not me.
Following the whole.
Dude, you're
time.
not going to fucking chant like, Puto,
I'll tell-
man.
Yeah, I am.
I'll tell you,
I
I'll
am.
tell you,
But that's what I'm saying. I feel like I'm obligated to entertain you somehow.
No, you're not entertaining me.
You don't have to entertain them.
What I'm saying is that if I go to a game,
If you and I go there together,
for
I
example-
feel like, fuck, dude, I'm gonna have to fucking Super Mario came with me.
I would say Super
No.
Mario. Let's go get some peanut butter cups, and we'll fucking
Peanut butter cups.
for locomotives. We're gonna get peanut butter.
so
cups.
what I'm saying to you is two things. For example, I kid you not, if you go to a freaking football game.
I like how Super Mario doesn't even have his.
No. It's because I'm going to pour you some shots right now. So one of the most
my Uber.
Dude, I still got mine over here.
fucking
man.
drink it. So one of the most important things is that
I have to drive to
so do
Portland.
I have to drive to freaking Horizon. So one of the things.
a 25-hour drive to a 30-minute drive.
So two things. So if I go to a game with you, say Peter, you take your kids with you, right?
I'll take you.
So you take your kids with you.
You're my kid. I'll give you Chi-Chi and everything.
One of the things is when you sit down, are you telling me you're gonna be like swing, batter, 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 swing,
Fuck
batter,
no.
batter, batter, swing, or goal?
Yeah, dude.
or
You should have seen us.
touchdown.
Dude, you
Dude, you
should-
gotta come on, you gotta get it fucking into the game,
have
bro.
to
Hold on,
Get into the game.
Hold
have to
on.
the
When we would, some of my best moments in life, I wouldn't even say at a game, in life, was going to Cohen Stadium to go see the Diablos with my brothers and my dad. And we used to have the greatest time because we'd buy the tickets up in the bleachers, but we would always go down to the fucking box seats. And we'd put our feet up onto the dugout, and we would heckle the fuck out of the visiting team, and it was the greatest thing in
Okay,
the world.
that's cool, but
That is cool.
that's badass.
I used to call a guy Suge Knight.
Suge Knight. Yeah, I still remember that.
And then I was like, you killed Tupac.
Oh, jeez.
You killed Tupac, huh? And then he would look at me, huh? He was a big,
Diablo's on, sweet.
he was a big fucker, too.
So
And
I'm-
he'd be looking at me and be, you killed Tupac, huh, Suge? Huh, Suge? Come on, Suge.
Mind you, Peter was only 16 at the
And
time.
I was already drunk.
So my point to you is this. So you're telling me we go to a game. Say
Oh, I'm drunk.
let's
90%.
go. Let's say we take
90% of the time.
let's say we go to a Locomotives game.
Let's go. Let's.
You're gonna
test this
freaking
theory.
just sit there and just like, yeah, whatever.
Nah. He
and-
gets wild, bro.
Dude, I love the Locomotives.
I always gotta protect him.
I love the Locomotives.
I mean, if you're gonna be an asshole to other people, that's not cool.
It's because when you got a bouncer like me,
oh no. I'm never.
when you get a bouncer like me, I take care of him.
I'm never an asshole.
Oh,
Abel's
jeez.
an asshole.
I'm never.
Are you an asshole at sports games?
Abel's an asshole.
Let me, Peter. I think Peter's referring to the times that
Abel's an
he thinks he had to bail me out when we would play because we're big softball guys, like you say. We've played in pretty big
tournaments. Yeah, sure.
And
Like
I see
throughout
that.
the
I see
country.
that. And I say
Yeah.
and I say big tournaments because they are big tournaments.
Like 100 plus teams.
For example, like the whole enchilada tournament before COVID, obviously.
Protect.
That was like
That's a good
6 years
big
ago,
brother.
bro.
What's that?
The whole Enchilada Fest was like they closed it down. 6 years ago.
The tournament.
We do
We're
it
not-
every year.
Yeah, the tournament. It's actually going to happen in El Paso this year because the governor
But I'm
of
always
New
there. I'm
Mexico
always
is
there
not
for it.
allowing people. Well, anyways, that's a whole.
Sure. Okay. Go.
Anyway,
I always
So,
protect your little brother.
so like I play hard. I don't. I go all out. Like I play really.
So
hard.
you're the dick of the fucking team.
He's
No,
a
no,
dick
no.
for
So-
the family.
one time. It's 2 outs, last inning, and I need to fucking make something happen. I get on base. Then the guy behind me, he can't fucking do shit. He hits it to the third baseman, the shortstop, whoever the fuck it was. Fucking, I still got it, man.
Let him.
So I slide in. It's 2 outs, Mario. I slide in to the guy at second base trying to break up. Well, it was like 1 out. I try to break up the double play to save our season. And this guy fucking gets all ape shit on me. And Peter, the guy comes up to me and he's like, what the fuck, bro? What the fuck? Like, he gets in my face. But I know why he's getting in my face because I slid in hard. And then Peter comes out of the dugout and he's like,
You nailed him, dude.
because I nailed him.
He slid.
I slid in hard.
Slid into him.
Yeah.
Dick move.
But
No,
what do you?
no. What's wrong with sliding into a guy?
But what do you do?
You're trying to break
save
up
the season.
You're trying to.
Dude, I mean, but that's not right.
Win or lose.
That's not right.
No. You're trying to break up the double play. There was one out. You're trying to break up the double play. It's to save the season. Because if he turns the double play,
who's right next to his brother? This guy. Who's right next to him when this fucking big fucking redneck from fucking
he wasn't gonna do shit to me. And if he does, he gets suspended for like 5-6 years.
Yeah, but I'd get suspended too. What do you got to do, Mario? You defend your brother, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
you
that's
know
a
what?
must.
I'm always
Only I could kick my brother's ass.
I will always defend my teammate, my brother, especially my brother.
Yeah,
obviously.
especially.
But I mean, one of the big things is that, but if the sport, there's rules to the sport.
No, there isn't.
No, there isn't.
Are you telling me
There's
that
unwritten rules.
Dude,
There's unwritten rules.
I hate
But
when
there's
people.
rules.
I hate when people say there's unwritten rules.
No, there's written rules
There's
that you
written
don't-
rules, and there's not a rule.
So
that
if you
says
fucking slide into a guy,
I slid into him to get to second base.
hold on. Let's get the facts straight here.
Yeah.
You slid into a guy.
Yeah,
Why?
to get to
To
second base.
break up.
And you hit him.
I didn't hit him. He
You
avoided
knocked
it.
him. You hit him with your spikes, and you fucking
I
knocked
didn't
him
have.
out.
You can't
He didn't
have.
have
Okay, so you hit him. You hit him, and he
He had
fell.
rubbers.
And he fell.
He had fucking. He had magnums.
Come
being
on,
a
you
little
were
bitch
there
about
to
it.
hurt him.
No, I
No,
wasn't.
the guy was looking for it. Already.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those things where you. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It was.
Mario, you were not. Jesus.
You were not there. You did not know.
So once again, the rules are just like the rules of engagement. You do not fire on someone that did not fire on you. Second of all, if you freaking slide and you want to knock him out, you're the dick.
Hey, remember?
I'm not the dick.
Yes or no? Yes.
Remember,
you're wrong on that.
Mario. I
I think
was.
you're wrong.
Anthony.
I was.
I'm
Anthony's not a baseball fan.
No,
but I would
neither
say
am I.
yes.
But the thing is, the rules are there to protect the players.
Mario, I was in Iraq in 2006. There were no
rules of engagement. Yeah, I know.
It was
There are no
it was the
rules.
surge. They shoot at you. You shoot 100 rounds. Back.
So yeah, true. But what I'm
drop a
saying is,
nuke on 'em.
for example, you slid to make sure that you covered the play. Yes or no?
I slid to make sure he didn't get the out at.
Yeah, he
There
didn't
you
throw it
go.
back.
Not to
intention.
hurt the guy.
But you hurt him.
I didn't hurt him.
You wanted to.
If he was hurt, he wouldn't have
He
tried to
wouldn't
beat
have
me
tried to
up.
fight.
So either way, I
You
should
guys
be
are
covered.
construing. You guys.
Mario, whose side are you on?
Yeah.
We
I am on the side of the
Mario-
fact that if the rules are
Go get a
followed.
peanut butter cup. Go get one.
Oh shit! He just had one with me.
Were you in the dugout? Were you on that other team?
I was never on the. The thing is that I
Man,
don't.
there's so
I
much
know the rules.
There's so much conflict on this show.
What's your favorite sport?
My favorite sport, believe it or not,
It's Batman.
Marbles.
Batman.
is and you can't call it a sport, but I'm an F1. I like
Tornado.
racing.
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 Oh, my brother's
F1.
down with F1
What the fuck's
racing.
F1?
F1
It's
is
Formula
Formula
One.
One.
That's
Formula
your
One.
favorite
That's
sport.
Indy
That's
cars.
my Indy.
Really?
Well, no, Indy is different from Formula One.
Is that what happened to your hair?
Dude,
Going
dude,
200 miles per
No,
hour.
no, no.
F1 is a sport.
It's
I'm kidding.
No, I'm not saying it's a
you could
sport, but
die.
out of all the sports,
No, so
F1.
No, so racing. I love racing.
Really?
So whatever racing
badass.
is, the
I never knew
adrenaline.
that.
The
Wait,
adrenaline.
So do you
Who's
go?
your favorite team?
Do you go for a team, a driver, or a car, or whatever the fuck?
Hold on. So my family, my kids and stuff, except for my younger kid who follows Brady. He's now
Tom Brady?
shit.
Tom Brady.
He's a Tampa fan.
He's a Tampa fan now.
Yeah.
You know
Son of a
what?
gun.
You know what? Good for him though.
So good for, and
yeah.
he's a 10-year-old.
No,
So
I-
for
I-
football, we follow. We if we can, we follow the Cowboys. Now, I do.
But now
follow-
you're a Tampa.
So, but my son follows Brady. He was a New England kid, and he loved Brady.
They're
and
into dynasty and all.
and
can't
so,
blame him.
exactly. And
Brady's
so
a
he
good player.
moved with Brady.
So he's a traitor.
So he's a fucking traitor, the kid.
I feel
You can-
no.
you can
I
follow
feel,
players.
You go with.
You follow players.
no.
follow players.
But why are you, why are you
hold
a
on.
49er fan?
Wait, hold on. Nowadays, I feel like people care less about the team and they care more about the player. Like, for example,
Yeah, what's wrong with
last
that?
week we
True.
we had Sal, one of the biggest NBA fans. Sal follows Russell Westbrook. He doesn't
Yeah.
care about
His
Oklahoma
dog's name
City.
is Russell
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Are you
named-
kidding me?
he follows
No.
Russell Westbrook, but he doesn't really care about Oklahoma City Thunder. So when Russell Westbrook went to Houston, he was like, "Yo, I'm going for Houston now."
out of here. He does, dude. Did you hear?
It's a new
Did you
thing,
hear
Jack.
the show?
I heard half the show because I was traveling.
He doesn't.
you
He
hear the
doesn't follow
KD
us, Peter.
part?
He doesn't follow us.
I'm your number one fan. I'm the one that gets you fucking
I
27
put
hits.
you as top fan, but
Thank you.
able to. We're over to.
No, yeah. Fuck
So,
yeah.
anyways, so my just like you said, people are now following, a player.
Yeah.
My son follows, he follows Brady. I don't know, man. I just don't know. But here's the big thing. If I had a team to go with, I would probably go with the Cowboys.
Yes.
Second, baseball would be because my daughters love the Dodgers, baseball.
Okay.
My daughters also love California, Lakers, basketball. And then I'm a big Las Vegas fan, so I would go with the Knights for hockey.
How many kids do you have?
You know what? I started all over, so I have 4.
You have 4.
So
Wow.
So I'm a really old guy.
What are the ages?
27,
I don't mean to put you on the spot.
23, 21,
Wow.
27, 20, 21, 12.
27?
Yeah.
That's your oldest?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, 26.
Wait, why'd you say you started all over? I don't get that.
Because I got remarried. I got divorced. I started all over.
I thought you meant like I started all over. Like I don't
literally.
count.
So you
those
got
other
older
kids that I
and
have.
younger kids.
So I got older kids. I'm actually a grandpa.
Damn!
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Grandpa.
Yeah.
Grandpa
Breaking news.
Super.
That's why
Breaking
he's so
news.
generous. Because grandparents are the most generous.
Oh, that's a big move, bro. That's fucked
man.
up.
He's not that
It's
old.
because he was.
I'm surprised he's a
It's 'cause
grandfather.
he was on the-
That's surprising.
Wait, did you see that's a dope move or
That's a
dick
no, that's a
move,
dick
bro?
move. I mean,
No,
I'm a
you know
grandpa
what?
because,
he was on the NES.
No, that's
he
surprising.
was on the NES.
Did you think he was a grandfather? Did you think he was a grandfather?
Wait, chill out. Why
When did Luigi come in?
Why is Luigi? Time out. Why? Holy dude!
Like I remember playing you and firing you for jump, motherfucker, jump. Fucking bricks break.
Trying to do a motherfucking podcast in here, shit.